In a world of homogenized cunty talk radio shows, an auroral beacon of free, raw, and uncensored thought shines at the end of a tunnel of cliché banality, soaring high above the valleys of mediocrity, cut by a dying medium. A phoenix of honest broadcasting stretches its hyperbolic wings toward eager new horizons. We now take you to that fiery inferno of conversation. This is the Sunday Evening Overdose.
And we're here.
We're here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Sunday Evening Overdose, April 12th, 2015. And it is our pleasure to be with you this evening. Full house tonight. We got Nate from Strange Opposition in the studio. We got Matt Gear. Once again, like always, I gotta turn his mic up. Go ahead.
Yeah.
There you are. Yep, Matt Gear, and our old producer Max is here. Say hello. Swing him a mic real quick. Just say hello.
Yo.
Yes, Max, who's helped us get the show started way back in the early days, almost a year ago. Hard to believe, ladies and gentlemen,
It is hard to believe
that it's been that long. It's been a long and tumultuous path here at the Overdose. Well, we're figuring ourselves out, and we are getting things together. How was everybody tonight?
Sexcellent. Wunderbar.
Was that we got one sexcellent and one wunderbar?
I said wonderful, but I said it more quietly than the Wunderbar, so I got drowned out.
Yeah, well, now you've learned.
I guess I'm not as wonderful as Matt is Wunderbar.
Exactly.
And now
Yep.
you've learned your lesson.
I have my Tara Reid voice back.
That's good. A lot of people
So-
like that in female broadcasters. They like the raspy, smoky voice. Men like to believe that they'd be able to sleep with you if they met you.
Yeah.
You want to sound like a slut.
Good luck.
Right. You want to sound like a whore. That's always good for the show.
So, all right, good.
Nate,
what
how
I
you doing
can.
tonight?
Pretty damn good.
All right. What? I've got my notebook in the other room.
Oh, good. Okay. We got all sorts of stuff. We have some mistakes to admit to.
Oh, the corrections
Yeah.
is what we have to start with. I think Max went to grab my
I guess
notebook.
that's
Oh, is
why
that it right there?
Oh, maybe the cat is sleeping on it. Yeah, we here
We're
at
gonna
the
start
Overdose,
mopping up after ourselves.
We
It's a
make
new. It's a
some
new
mistakes
thing.
sometimes. We were able to uncover. Let's see, four things that we need to address that we have misinformed our listeners about.
Well, let's get down to it. I want to start with last week. We made a big fucking deal out of that stupid spaceman pick.
Okay.
Again.
That's partially
Yeah.
my fault.
That was mostly your fault.
Okay, yeah, I'm willing to take 95% of the responsibility for that.
Yeah, that was also off the cuff and unable to be researched properly before we started talking about it. So it was that was a team effort on this misinformation here.
Well, I was sad because I've always loved that as like the great example of like, well, what is it? It can't be debunked.
And
Yeah.
we're talking about how do people look it up? It's the
got a
name.
spaceman picture. It's called the Solway Firth spaceman.
yeah. Okay, whatever. This is some old unsolved picture, and I guess it was debunked like last year. We didn't fucking know.
Yeah, I'll share this article with our listeners. They have some other photographs from the same roll of film from that day where
Okay.
they basically show them, like, there's half of the mother in one of the photos, the mother of this little girl. And then they kind of compare like what she's wearing and the way
So
her
it's like
hair
a
is
double
styled.
exposure of the mother.
Yeah,
and it
it's-
came out looking like a spaceman and whatever.
Pretty much, yeah.
We believed it like a lot of other people.
Yeah, I mean it still looks
It
really.
persisted. Look, it was out there for 40 fucking years or something before it got figured out.
And if I can be perfectly honest with you guys,
I wish you would be actually.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. No, I don't know if I totally believe this debunking, to be honest. I'm
Really?
not sure if I buy
No,
it.
because what I'd heard too is that it was the way it was sequenced and everything. It was not in there. The guy wouldn't he have been like, well, that was probably just my wife. She just happened to be wearing a spacesuit that day or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
Well, I
forgot to
don't know.
mention that my wife was dressed as a spaceman,
Right,
but she was nowhere near the kid at the
No,
time.
it
I
doesn't
do
make any
admit
sense.
I really want to believe it's real, so that's why I gotta
That's
check
what-
myself.
And that's what drives a lot of this stuff in the end.
Yeah, and I guess I want to believe this one is real too, but I just shared the alleged debunking with our listeners on Facebook, and And it's kind of confusing, and it's a little vague, and they don't even have one solid photo of the mom in a standing position that they're comparing it to. It's just like, I don't know, it could be as grasping at straws as we would be in believing it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know, you guys can check it out.
Right. For the listeners, I mean, they do show a little bit of a woman's torso wearing a white, suit of some sort, or top and bottom matching white. So it's like, it could be.
It could be. I don't know.
Right,
it could also be mysterious. Whatever.
So then what else? Corrections.
We've got the radio wave bursts. We
Yeah.
reported the first ever live recording of a fast radio burst from outer space. This is those giant satellite dishes that are scanning space for signs of intelligent life. Detected and recorded one of these anomalies in real time for the first time ever. And it's very exciting because those anomalies usually indicate life somewhere. But they did a little bit of research and discovered that the intelligent life they were detecting was the microwave in their break room.
Whoops. Those wacky scientists at it again. Well, that's a pretty hilarious. I mean,
That is a huge oversight.
can you imagine how many people must have thought at some point, like, oh God, I hope this isn't some dumb, there's not some dumb explanation to this, and none of them fucking thought of that.
Yeah, I know. And here's the other thing is that they didn't debunk themselves. Somebody else was like, okay, there's got to be something you guys are missing. And that woman was able to then, Emily Petroff, who was the lead author of her report debunking this. She's the one who discovered it, but she wasn't even there when it happened. But it was a really big deal in the astronomy world. But the thing that set off her radar was the fact that not only was it recorded in real time, but it happened during the daytime and also during office hours. And she was like, okay, if there's a sign of intelligent life, it's way more likely it's coming from Earth. During office hours. Yeah, like 20 feet away from this thing.
Well, all right. So, anyways, stupid scientists and their microwaves. What other? Let's get past these corrections.
All right,
cool. You know what else? All right, here's one. The Sandy Hook FBI. I remember saying this on the show that this is that was such a suspicious factoid when everyone started saying the FBI reported 0 deaths in Newtown in what was it, 2013? I
2013.
think. So. Everyone, oh well, obviously, that's the cover up. They just printed 0 in their report, but I guess there's a pretty easy explanation to why that happened.
There's a very easy explanation. The report was describing the Newtown Police Department's reported deaths. However, they didn't investigate this incident. They weren't their reported deaths because it was never their case. Those deaths
because the way FBI crime statistics work is they get statistics from individual departments all over the country and compile them pretty meticulously. Right. Which we learned about in a lot of the gun control argument. We talked a lot about FBI statistics, and I remember that that's how they just take literally specific reports from each department, and that's it. So they don't who investigated it?
The Connecticut State Police conducted the investigation. So those deaths do appear on the FBI report.
But they were just attributed to the state of Connecticut.
Reported under the Connecticut State Police Department the other column.
And it says like 26 or 27 that day, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so there you go. There's that.
So those deaths are recorded. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not fucking weird stuff.
It doesn't mean that there wasn't some kind of cover-up. It just means that was a persisting bit of disinfo. So there you go. There's that.
And we did report on this specifically, too. So.
Yeah, I always felt like something was wrong with that, though. I really wish I would have looked into that further at the time. All right, so anyways, and then we let our stupid caller, John Black, say that the definition of the word assay, ASSAY, was a test, but it's what?
An assay is an investigative procedure in laboratory medicine, pharmacology, environmental biology, continuous delivery, and molecular biology for qualitatively assessing or quantitatively measuring the presence or amount of functional activity of a target entity.
Well, learn something every day, I guess.
Wacky scientists at it again. All right. So that's it for them. Now, can we please get to the most important thing in the entire universe that's ever happened?
The most important thing?
I wanted to get a show of hands in studio here. Whoever here has ever heard of Vermin Supreme? Anybody?
Not until I got here.
Yeah, I'll raise my hand. Before today, I was not aware of him.
The name Vermin Supreme doesn't mean anything to any of you, does it?
It means something to me now.
Doesn't it? Should we just put the video on and
Yeah,
people can
put
get
it
an
on.
idea? Now
Please
let's give us just a tiny bit. We're gonna play some video of him. What do you even call this thing? He's at some sort of part of the primary in New Hampshire. I guess he lives in New Hampshire and has run for president a few times, right?
Yes. He's run for a number of legislative positions.
The boot head guy. Yeah. So this guy wears a big
head.
upside down boot on his head.
right.
Giant.
In New Hampshire.
So you recognized him. Even without knowing his name, you recognized the boot
People
head
have probably
guy.
seen clips of him out there, and he wears a giant rubber boot upside down on his head as a hat. He's got a big like ship captain beard. Wears fucking hobo clothes. You know?
Yeah, and he has run for office. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6 times. Starting in 1988, and he's ran for various offices, including the mayor of Baltimore, mayor of Mercury, Nevada.
Going back to 88?
Yeah.
Nice.
In 1988, he ran for mayor of Baltimore.
Vermin looks like he's got a few years on him, too. He looks like he's
Mayor
about
of
60,
Detroit.
65, I'd say.
They estimate him to be at roughly 50 years old.
What?
He looks older than that.
His personal life, he keeps really, really private. He considers himself to be a political activist / performance artist.
Right.
But this character that he plays is this character, and he doesn't want anyone to really know his life. Now, the thing about him giving his mom a kidney is true. He gave his mom a kidney.
We're going to hear about that in this coming video.
Yeah.
Wait, go back. Then he's not really seriously running. If this is a performance of sorts and he's portraying a character, you can't run as a character.
Let's play what he
Yeah,
does, because
yeah,
I
let's
think you'll
give you
get
an
it.
idea.
Yeah, because he's not.
then-
He's making, his statement is to make a mockery of the system. The guy, this is pretty much what I'll end up like
And
one
who
day.
funds
I would
this?
think.
Like, how's he doing this? Like, it's
He's
not
just,
free.
this is a small, I mean, he's at a local level. He's at, what do you call this, Andrea? What is he at?
This is just it's like a primary hearing.
Okay.
Primary, they're calling
It's
it.
pretty small. It's like, it's obviously happening on some sort of community level. There's probably about 500 people there. So,
Yeah.
but here, let's
If
check,
that.
let's check out Vermin Supreme.
It's to Mr. Vermin Supreme.
Thank you. Gingivitis has been eroding the gum line of this great nation long enough and must be stopped. For too long, this country has been suffering a great moral and oral decay in spirit and in incisors. A country's future depends on its ability to bite back. We can no longer be a nation indentured. Our very salivation is at stake. Together, we must brace ourselves. As we cross over to the bridge work, into the 23rd century, let us bite the bullet and together make America a sea of shining smiles from sea to shiny sea. Now, friends, some people will tell you that this mandatory toothbrushing law is about the secret dental police kicking down your door at 3 a.m. to make sure you've brushed. Friends, it is not. Some will mention the dental re-education centers or the preventative dental maintenance detention facilities. It's about none of these things. It's not about the government-issued toothpaste containing an addictive yet harmless substance. No, friends, it is not even about DNA gene splicing to create a race of winged monkeys to act as tooth fairies. Friends, what this mandatory toothbrushing law is really about.
I'm going to pause this for 1 second just
Yeah.
to tell people that what we're watching here too is just a tight fucking shot on the guy's face. All you see is this C-SPAN shot of a really serious
Gandalf
face,
with a boot on his
a
head.
really serious face at a microphone saying these things. You know, like, I mean, obviously he looks silly, but his face is deadpan. He is
Yeah.
just as disingenuinely like serious as any politician has ever been. The act is fucking perfect.
It's perfect.
The
It's
statement
wonderful.
is right on.
Is strong teeth for a strong America. My name is Vermin Supreme. I'm a friendly fascist. I'm a tyrant that you should trust. And you should let me run your life. Because I do know what is best for you. Yes, I'm a politician. I will promise you anything your little electorate heart desires because you are my constituents. You are the informed voting public. And because I have no intention of keeping any promise that I make. Vote early, vote often. Remember, a vote for Vermin Supreme is a vote completely thrown away. I would like to take this moment to acknowledge my mother who is in the audience here today. Please stand up, Mother. Please stand up. If you can stand up, please stand up. She's going to try and stand up so you can acknowledge her. This is my mother. There we go. And 5 years ago this April, I gave her a kidney. My challenge to you people, everybody on the stage and everybody in the audience, give up a kidney.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Supreme.
Mr. Supreme.
Okay, he's a genius, and I enjoyed that.
That was excellent.
No, I mean it was fucking hilarious. Just the relentless tooth, puns like at the beginning. It's fucking hysterical. What a way to open that speech up. Really
but he's
great.
not, like I said, he's not seriously running. He obviously doesn't actually expect to be elected. I thought this was more in the vein of like when Jello Biafra ran for. I forgot. I think he ran for mayor, and then he ran for something else. I forgot what.
Yeah, he used to.
But he seriously was running. He was a serious candidate,
and he did stuff like this. He's done songs that were almost similar to just like parodies of politicians' speeches and shit.
Oh, yeah.
He's been on that trail for quite some time, I'd say.
But that's what I mean. Like this guy is, and like I said, I'm not knocking it. It's genius, and I'm glad somebody's doing it. But he's not a serious candidate. Like he's obviously not really running.
He's just as serious as anyone else to me.
Well, I would agree, but I mean,
Well, I think Matt is kind of trying to say he can't get elected.
Yeah.
Basically.
Hey, look, Matt's a big boy. He could speak for himself.
Well, I just
no, she articulated that well for me. Thank you, Andrea. No, seriously, like, yeah, it just doesn't seem like he's sincerely trying to be elected.
Yeah, I mean, it's more like
He's blatantly saying, like, you're throwing away your vote.
yeah.
I didn't hear that. Sorry.
What's
that on? Did anyone hear that?
It's on. It's
I don't know if I heard it or not, but I just think he articulates the point that he's making so well without overdoing it and going too far over the top. And the fact that he does it so seriously and with so much, he has to have studied every politician before him, and he has the mannerisms, he's got the tone of voice, he has the facial expression. I want to vote for him,
dude. It doesn't take that. I mean, this guy, if he's around 50 and he's been since he was young, kind of wise to the whole game of what's going on. I mean, really, any of us by the time we're 50 could be this good at doing this.
Yeah,
his delivery reminds me a lot of George Carlin, actually.
Yeah, he's kind of got that sort of pacing.
Just that riff to riff to riff, you know what I mean? Just like doesn't stop.
Honestly, I bet you could do that, Vin, in give you a week to prepare for it, and I bet you could do it. You just cranked out that new intro.
Sure, writing shitty stuff is easy.
Well, and in the delivery too. I don't think you have to wait till you're 50.
But I might. Let's check out the next Vermin Supreme clip, because this is where he does, I don't know, he's got like a little campaign song. It's pretty catchy. Let's check it out.
Closing statement, please.
My name is Vermin. My name is Vermin. Vermin Supreme. My name is Vermin. My name is Vermin. My name is Vermin. Vermin Supreme. And you can vote. And you can vote. And you can vote for me for president if you want to. And my name is Vermin. And okay. Thanks very much for coming out today. Oh, one more thing. Jesus told me to make Randall Terry gay with magic sprinkle dust.
And now he's sprinkling dust on one of these board members and saying that he's turning him gay.
Oh, thank you. All right.
He's turning gay!
He's turning gay! All right, the guy's a genius.
That's
right?
Vermin Supreme. So, Andrew, you're saying his private life is fucking
It's locked up.
Locked up,
He
huh?
is very private.
Nobody really knows who he is in day-to-day life.
He has.
I bet you he lives in a fucking cabin out somewhere, self-sufficient as fuck. Just has like 3 friends. Maybe goes into town once in a while. He's like Banksy, you know. He's like he just like wears a disguise and goes into town and you know runs into a council meeting, does something absurd, and then runs away into the woods.
Fucking
Yeah.
Banksy's like a billionaire, though.
He is not.
How do you know Vermin Supreme isn't?
Yeah, I guess you're
Vermin
right.
Supreme started buying precious metals in the 60s, I bet.
Yeah.
Vermin Supreme knows what's going on.
So they estimate him to be about 50 years old. He said that he was 62, but then they found out
That's what he looks closer to 60.
Yeah, but they found out that his mom is only 71. When he said he was 62, his mom was only 71. So they were like, well, that's not really possible if that's actually his mom. But they weren't able to find his real identity, but they were able to find out who his mom was, and based on that, they estimated that he was about 50.
Right. Okay.
He does seem older. But let's see. Yeah, he ran for mayor of Baltimore, mayor of Detroit, mayor of Mercury, Nevada. He did all 3 of those in the same year. Don't you have to live in a place for a certain amount of
Yeah,
time
because you
before
gotta.
you can run
That's
for
what I mean.
office
Because
there?
I wanted to run for mayor right here in Willow Springs, and it is not easy. I'd have to get like a bunch of signatures just to be on the ballot. You got to go to like all this bullshit.
Plus, you're going to have to go up against me.
See, but so when he meets these other people, he must be like serious to like get the, you know what I
fuck
mean, and
yeah.
like pitch them some totally different thing, and then when he actually gets there, hi, I'm Vermin Supreme.
Or he just does this at levels of the primary where there's no vetting, where it's just,
Right.
hey, anyone can come speak on behalf of yourself or anyone else. You know, I think that's kind of how it works at the very beginning, isn't it?
Yeah, that would make sense.
So, I mean, and the name Vermin Supreme
Well, he
is
didn't.
fucking genius on its own. Like, just the commentary, the whole commentary, and you can hear the little shots that he takes in his speech. Just the commentary on the parasitic nature of government and how he just calls it's vermin. Vermin Supreme, and then the combination of parasites and like elitism, you know.
Yeah.
The
And the fact that
Vermin
he put
Supreme.
a boot on his fucking head. You know?
Well, and then he, in 2000, he proclaimed himself to be the Emperor of the New Millennium.
Yeah, why
so he
not?
added that title to his own name and has used it ever since.
Of course.
And let's see, in 2004, he campaigned in the Washington, D.C. presidential primary, where he received 149 votes.
Nice.
Of course, dude. I mean, I would vote for him for anything. I mean, it's just I that's probably the only way I would ever vote is for somebody like this, who your vote would be able to show that you were mocking the system in some kind of way, that just a vote of complete lack of confidence in the other candidates.
Yeah.
I'm voting Vermin fucking Supreme.
Like, he is it. Let's see, 2008, he ran, he received 41 votes in the New Hampshire primary in 2008. 2012 this is where this video that we just watched originated from, his campaign in 2012. And he will be running again in 2016.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that to the show because I never realized. I don't know if I ever saw that. But I certainly didn't realize how fucking hilarious the dude was. I'm sure he'll be around.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll be seeing some new clips of Vermin Supreme. Hopefully.
He has embarked on a tour of 20 cities to help build support for his campaign.
Is he coming to Chicago?
I will find out. There's no
Dude.
list here, but I'll see if I can find one.
Should do
If
the
we
show
can go
live
there, we should do that.
We need to talk to him.
All right, I will figure that out for us for the future. Absolutely. So I don't know. This guy is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, because Vermin Supreme is the kind of guy that we might be able to get him back here to get high and do the show.
Yeah, I think so.
Holy shit.
Vermin,
Let
come
me
on.
know. I'll be there.
Come on,
Yeah.
Furman.
All right, well, I guess.
We won't ask for his birth certificate.
He looks approachable. Yeah.
Do you think there's anyone else that you would vote for before him? Anybody here?
Well,
I
I vote.
First of all, is there anyone in this room that even has a shred of confidence in the system left that votes whatsoever?
vote.
No.
You do?
I vote every time I get a chance to vote.
Oh, you sucker!
I voted just last week.
What'd you
here.
vote for?
Well, we had the elections here in town.
Did we?
Yeah.
Well,
I voted against everything we have going now and voted in new people. I don't care.
You just
yeah.
automatically voted against anyone who
Yeah.
was going to be reelected.
Yeah. That's
That's
what
an
that's what I do
interesting
with
technique.
judges. The whole thing. That's always what I do.
Just keep recycling.
Except
You
for
figure-
presidents, and I'm willing to talk about who I voted for presidents in the past.
Oh, really?
I did vote for Barack Obama the first time around.
I knew it.
I did.
I know.
'Cause I was like-
I would have
You
guessed.
should let us
people did.
guess who you,
know,
voted
a lot
for.
of people did. I had a lot of friends that did that. That was an era where
I
people.
did too.
Yeah, dude. You guys.
Well-
I'm glad. Well, it's good for you to admit it, but people really wanted to believe there was something different coming, and then
Yeah.
Change,
I know a lot of people that felt really. It's like the third time you get tricked by the same grifter, and you,
Yeah.
and you have that just like, why did I think so many of my friends expressed later, I can't believe I thought something was going to be different. I
Yeah.
can't fucking believe they tricked
I've-
me. You know,
That's
like,
why
I did
I didn't
twice.
vote last election, and I don't think I'll ever vote again.
yeah. I mean,
don't
I am so ready to just tear the system down entirely that I can't vote.
I voted for him twice though, because the first time I was like, oh, maybe there'll be change, and then the second time I was just so horrified by the possibility of McCain being president that I was scared
Why is that worse?
into voting for. I was just because like
I think the Palin
I mean,
was definitely
wait,
part of
I
that.
don't know where to
Like,
start.
What
What's
he's
the
saying
difference?
Is,
Who
what
cares?
he's saying
I
is
mean,
pretty funny. I was afraid to vote for. Well, I don't vote, but between Obama and who's the other sly-looking fuck?
Oh,
Romney.
Romney. Between those two motherfuckers, I was afraid to vote for Romney because I was like, that guy's gonna drone America. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, look
But
at him.
Obama is pretty much a step close to that fucking
Can we pull
guy.
up John Kerry just said some really racist shit.
big surprise.
Like it was pretty like the last like week.
okay, we'll try to find it. I guess.
Mormon, racist. No.
So what are you saying? You thought it would be way worse to have McCain?
Oh yeah,
I don't
I
understand.
was horrified by the possibility. In fact, being scared that I was just like I would have voted for like anybody who was not him.
I tell you, if Palin was going around and saying you could fuck her, I'd vote for her. Then.
No way.
president
If
is
I got
like-
to fuck her, if I got to
would
fuck
not
her,
fuck her.
I'd hit it.
I was trying to say get a little bit closer there.
No,
I'd hit it
she
like a
is so
maniac.
stupid. I don't know how that
Who?
woman is even in
Palin.
the position she's in. It's
Because
like
she's attractive. Yeah, that's
rich
all.
and attractive,
Yeah,
and
I
now her opinion is fact and it matters. Oh my god, I hate her
but
so
that's
much.
most
but
everybody,
how is that?
dude.
I don't see. This is what I don't understand. How is that different than any other politician and
Exactly.
every other politician?
compare
you know?
I
mean,
legitimately
To, like
do.
the Geico Gecko or like Flo from like the insurance commercials.
Sure, yeah.
It's like that's the way like I see like all politicians. It's just like, hey, fuck you,
Some
just
front.
swallow this. Like we don't care. Like
Right? Yeah, I don't see any difference.
Fucking
honestly.
buy it.
Yeah,
It's like last time I was on the show, I was saying that Obama's rhetoric was the same as Bush's rhetoric that got me when I was 18. Because like I said, I did vote for Bush when I was 18
Oh my
years
God!
old.
I've
What a bunch
never
of
voted
freaks
for
we
Bush.
have in the studio
I
tonight.
know.
Wow.
I know, I'm such a big
I've-
dickhead.
You voted
fucking idiot.
Wow, you might be my only friend who voted
Well,
for Bush
before
ever.
that though, I used to vote for the Green Party always.
Yeah, what a
since
waste
I
of
was
time.
18. And no,
Throwing
I
your
knew
vote
it
away.
wasn't of throwing your vote away though.
I know,
Here's
I'm
what
just-
I
like what's
Just joking.
my
Vermin
argument
Supreme said.
my argument was always that like look, if enough of us vote for this, it shows like then like some mainstream candidate will pick that up as their thing and be like, well, look at all the votes I would get if I just was like, oh yeah, we're going to do this too, then you get all those votes. Which is why I would actually encourage you, no matter how you feel like you're throwing your vote away or whatever, do it anyway and vote for the far left stuff that you can, because every little bit has got to help to some extent. And if we all voted and we all knew who we voted for and it still was like that, we would really know that it's definitely time to have a revolution, and we would be
Wait, so why do you want
up
people
in
to vote?
arms.
Why do you want people to vote far left?
Because at least then it's like the lesser of the two evils.
Oh,
They're more
Whoa, bro,
compassionate.
I'm pretty far right. I
yeah.
don't know
I mean,
about
I
all
would
that.
I would probably
No.
choose far right if I had to choose one.
I want to make money.
I mean,
motherfucker.
and
I don't want people taking
I don't
money.
and I-
Money sucks.
And I don't.
Money's dope.
As far as you talk about like right left stuff, the left are the people that are irritating me in the things that I want to do. Like,
I'd rather
I mean,
be
the left,
irritated
the left
than
are the
like,
language police. The left are the
Yes.
fucking
Yeah, no, I
up
agree.
your ass with overregulation of every tiny little thing
I
in your
agree
life.
with-
I mean,
I agree there.
They don't do anything good.
But-
What do they do? At least the right has some rhetoric left.
Take more right.
No, wow.
At least the right has to pretend to be for fucking free speech and things like that.
I don't understand
Wow.
why we got to fight between left and right. Originally, the
Yeah, it's
idea
stupid.
was to stick up for everybody who has a fucking opinion and just let people do their thing.
We didn't have
That
a
was
two-party system even until the
Right, it was all wigs.
1910s or so. Before that, though, look that up. Fact check me.
And
like
they used
I forget.
to be flip-flop.
But
like,
before it
stand
was
for
more just
completely,
like
different
the system
things.
was like a little different. It wasn't so like polarized.
Yeah, but I mean, if far left is easily just as scary, if not worse, than far right. I think. I don't understand how you can think that either one is a good way to go.
And maybe it's the people themselves, right?
You're just used to fucking you're around a lot of like artistic and free-minded people, like
I
socially.
am. No,
but those
I
are
am.
people
You're
who
right.
don't concern themselves with like the structure of society as well. So if it was only left up to
just as
people like
bad.
that, houses would all be falling apart. There'd be no road. I mean, it's a sad reality.
Houses should be free.
Okay, well, we can work on
Who's
that.
gonna build them?
Yeah,
I ain't
exactly.
doing shit for free.
Right.
I'll build your house, bro.
I'll fucking live in it, and you'll feel like shit that I didn't do shit for
No
you.
way,
after the
no
fact.
way.
Yeah.
It'll give me something to do.
I don't think I don't think we've gotten there as a species. I don't think we can do that for each other yet.
Learn to love everybody.
Whatever.
Socialism.
Oh hell no.
I don't know.
I've never voted for anybody ever. I have never cast a vote a single time. And
Have you thought about it?
no, not interested. Don't care.
No, I never have either. I've been really active, like in terms of speaking and writing and doing all kinds of things that have to do with politics since I was like 17, 18.
Right.
Never voted.
Well, Vin, let's
Yeah.
run for an office.
I don't
here
believe in
town.
it, dude. I'd rather kill myself.
Yeah, there should be less people
Well,
in office.
when I run for mayor of this town, I which I'm still seriously thinking about doing, like in the near future, maybe like next election around.
Yeah.
Go out and vote for me.
I would not
Yeah.
support you.
I'd vote for you.
Fuck you, vote for me.
I'd vote.
That'll be my
that your
slogan.
campaign?
Yeah,
Yeah.
No.
that's my slogan.
This guy's a far left fascist. I'm not fucking.
I'd vote for him.
I'm
so
no
when he starts-
fascist.
So when he starts fucking up, I'd be like, I knew it.
I
and
would,
then I'd fucking tell you all about how you're fucking up, and then I'd vote for somebody else.
Yeah, that's what all Americans do. It's going great.
That's
What
how it
would you-
goes, man.
Like, say you get elected, then what do? You're going to
Well,
get elected and then get
Yeah,
bullied
Matt,
by
what
a
do you-
bunch of people with
what are you
more
gonna-
money than you.
Hold on a
the
second.
rest
I
of your
mean,
life?
mayor
Yeah,
of this
that's true.
town, it's pretty small, guys. I just want to get like an art council going and like get us a library and shit.
No.
Dude, we all got the internet.
Sorry, yeah.
We have a guy who like makes bread and stuff. This other guy, he like grows vegetables like for the community, you know.
Well, I was gonna say we should have a vegetable garden here that like the old people and whatnot, and we could have kids kind of like in the park come and be like, here's how food is grown and shit.
Well, that
I don't
stuff
know.
is already going on around here. There's already
Yeah.
very cheap sharecropping and a
Well,
farmer's market.
Let's expand
you know?
on that. Let's
All
help
you-
that to flourish.
I gotta
That's
go-
what I would want to do.
Yeah,
as
that's a
mayor.
good idea.
I got a nice
but-
garden going back here. I'm
I know.
growing food. I'm doing all
know.
that stuff. I mean, that stuff is already going on. Society's already getting back to there in a
Wait.
lot of
Help give people the freedom to do that.
But here's what I'm saying.
They already have the freedom to do it. I think. Don't they?
Protect it then.
Some,
All right,
some
well,
places
You-
stop
I'm still
you
not
from
convinced.
gardening and
My
everything.
point is
That's
this:
true, yeah.
you, as a person who has no existing connections with the government and no,
nothing to offer us.
no money, no clout, no pull, are you really going? Do you really think those things will be accomplished if you are elected organically into a system that already exists to oppress you?
Well, no, but that's why I'm only running for mayor of Willow Springs to get like really minor, small stuff done, you guys.
But do
I
you
don't
even
think the
think
mayor
that
of Willow
those
Springs
things would
really
get
has
done?
very much power.
I mean, do you even think that you would, in your time as mayor, do you really honestly believe that you could get a library in this town?
I mean, I don't know that I could accomplish all of my goals, but I
See,
know that
I'm not
I
trying
could.
to rain on your parade.
No,
but,
no. Feel
realistically
free to
speaking-
piss on my parade. I
Would
need
it be
done.
like the Bill Clinton library or Obama library?
It would
It would
just
be
be
the
a
Matt
public.
Gear
It would be
library.
just.
Your library?
It would be I don't know, the public Willow Springs library. I mean, I just think we should have a library. I think we should have an art council.
Would I have to pay for a membership to the library, or is it free?
Would I be able to jack off there?
Yeah, is there an adult section?
Can you have a
What-
jacking off bathroom at the library?
What
just for
order do
jacking
you
off?
want these answered in?
They should all have the same answer if
You know
you're
what?
doing it right.
How about you
Yeah.
tell us, actually, why don't you answer them in order of most to least important, and then we'll judge you based on the order you answer them in.
Okay. Then can you jerk off in the library? As long as nobody knows you're doing it, I really,
Okay, that's good.
Don't of course, you cannot openly be like masturbating in the
Is there a
library.
children's section at this library?
Holy fuck.
Because that's not cool.
But if nobody sees it, then who's to know? I mean, that's between you and the hole in your pocket.
But no openly masturbating.
I'm running. I don't know. I'm running for mayor sometime is what I'm talking about doing. Like I'm really not like these are not issues to me as mayor.
What is issues?
The
to you
wrong
as
I don't
mayor?
really-
I mean, like, what's
I don't-
going on here in Willow Springs?
Not
that you-
much. That's why I'm like it's not anything I couldn't handle, guys. Like,
Bros. There's
Yeah.
totally a shark fatality.
What?
Yeah. I'm gonna shift gears on you guys for a minute. We'll go back to the Mac you're running for mayor thing
No,
later.
it's okay.
Elio Canestri. 13 becomes 7th victim to be killed off Reunion Island since
Holy shit.
2011. The death of the child was the 7th fatal shark attack in Reunion waters since 2011. A 13-year-old boy named by the media. What
The last shark attack we reported was on the same island.
was it?
It was. It's the French island in the Indian Ocean. I
was
remember
named-
Is
that.
that a picture of the little kid? Right there?
Yeah.
Oh, what a cutie.
Aw, he was a little surfer.
Yeah, these little kids need to stop looking like seals.
Elio Canestri. I don't know how you say it. Was
It's
killed.
probably Canestri.
Whatever. Was killed by an unidentified shark as he reportedly surfed in off-limits waters in the French island of Reunion.
That's what you fucking get, kid.
wow.
Yep.
Everybody who breaks the rules dies.
You should have listened.
That's got to be a
Paid
really
with his
shitty way
life.
to die. I don't know.
What? Shark attacking? Getting
Yeah.
shark attacked? Yes, of course it is.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
just
the
like,
worst.
wow. And for like a little kid, wow, that sucks. Wow.
man.
Well, I mean, he didn't actually he died after the shark attack. He survived the shark attack.
That's even worse.
7 people since 2011. I mean, that's enough that you don't go swimming there anymore.
yeah.
Is it? Don't you feel like that's just enough?
That's
it's
enough
like
that I don't want to go in the ocean at all.
if you
how
had
many
an
did you say?
intersection, if you had an intersection in your town that there had been 7 fatal accidents in the past 5 years.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
It's cursed.
They'd fucking knock.
Like-
They'd cut through. They'd cut through hills to make the visibility better. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, something would be done.
Yeah.
People are still just going surfing over here.
many of those-
Sharks probably won't get me.
If I was that kid's dad, I'd go out there and start shooting sharks. Like
This
a
is
motherfucker.
This is why I
Teach
love
them
doing
fuckers.
shark news with all Midwesterners because none of us can fucking imagine this in a million years.
No.
Like,
I've
why
never
would you?
even seen the ocean.
Why would you be out there? Are you fucking crazy?
What is
I'm
wrong
afraid of
with
fucking.
I made you go in
stepping
the
on a
ocean.
jellyfish,
Do you
much less
remember
shark.
this?
Yeah, we went in the ocean once. So what? That was
It was probably terrible, wasn't it?
yeah, it was horrible. Him and a couple other people made me go in the ocean. Oh no, just one other person.
Bobby.
Yeah, and we went out a little bit. Whatever, I did it, but I really hated it, and you couldn't see anything under there. It was fucking nerve wracking.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
See, like I'm terrified.
Max
as
touched
well.
me with his foot
No.
under the water, and I fucking jumped.
Oh yeah,
Like,
he was like, I could tell his heart stopped.
oh yeah. No, I mean,
man.
as Midwesterners, the ocean is fucking horrible.
It's just terrible.
horrifying.
Just stay away.
I also imagine you just like washing up on shore covered in syringes.
Yeah, and plus we were at like some shitty Pensacola beach where there's
That's
like
what I mean.
garbage floating around and stuff. You
That's
know,
what I mean,
Like, all right. So, anyways, whatever. 7 fucking motherfuckers eaten by sharks off Reunion Island, and this guy was 13. R.I.P. Young Elio.
now,
That is a fucking shame.
It does say that they are trying to do stuff about it. They've been blocking off large sections of the ocean where sharks tend to hang out, and he was just like, fuck that, I'm going to go out there. So maybe he wanted to get eaten by a shark.
You know how kids are.
You know,
yeah, they
yeah.
always want to get eaten by a shark.
looking like seals and whatnot.
Right.
Exactly.
No, yeah.
It's not that. It's just that when you're 13, that is the age where you literally
Invincible.
you don't have a thought in your head. You go, fuck that.
Yeah.
I remember
I
when
can drive.
I had a
Shark's not
thought.
going to eat
Straight
me.
up.
I can steal my mom's car. Fuck
Straight
off.
No one will know.
And then
no
and then you
flex.
think about, and then you get, well, it's only when the consequences come that's the age where you learn that shit, where you're like, oh, whoa, okay. And I guarantee you, man, when you're 13 and a shark is latching onto you, it's
fuck.
that's the moment of like, why did I listen to my dad? Fuck. Oh no.
I'm just stupid,
Fuck
I
this
guess.
up.
And wait, did you say he died in the
dumb.
hospital then?
No, he died just like after they got him back to the shore. But
Yeah,
but he didn't die in the shark's mouth, so technically he survived the shark attack.
The worst part of the shark attack is because, like, at the first bite, you don't even realize what happens. You're like, you just feel like you're tugged. Oh, fuck, what's going on? And then the pain comes probably a few seconds later, or maybe not even because of the adrenaline. But at that moment, you're like, oh, fuck, maybe it's over. Maybe it'll go away. The worst is the second bite. When it bites again, and it's like a little more purposeful this time, that's when it must be like, oh no,
Done.
this is it's like the moment you get, tossed off the top of whatever the building, whatever the moment you're done for, that moment the shark comes back and like latches on, you're like, that's got to be the fucking worst.
What do you think is worse, alligator attack or shark attack?
Sharks' teeth are fucking nuts.
I think a shark could get it done quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Them
think an
teeth are jagged.
alligator is more fight offable.
They're both prehistoric monsters.
Yeah.
That's why I asked.
If I had to fight one, I would fight an alligator for sure.
Okay.
They can't salivate. They have no spit glands, so they can't eat you unless you're in the water. They could bite the shit out of you, but they can't start eating you until they get you in the water. So usually they just try to drag you, so you can fight them off.
I think I'd
Or
rather
they'll try to barrel roll and pull
Yeah.
piece off you and take
That's-
it back to
yeah.
the water.
yeah.
I think I'd rather deal with
jam
the
you under.
alligator because I kind of know its moves.
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
And you're
But them
still on
fuckers are
land,
fast,
hopefully,
too.
maybe.
And hopefully you're
Yeah,
on land.
they're fast, but sharks are fast too. So that's
If
I
you're
mean,
in the water, oh yeah.
Yeah, I was
okay,
gonna
if a
say.
shark was on land, I would fight the shark.
Oh yeah, word, right?
Yeah. I'll
But-
take a shark on land. Fuck it.
God, 13 fucking.
I just imagine Nick just walking up
I
to
guess
just like,
alligator.
wham! It's just like this
I guess
huge
I'd rather
fucking
fight
shark.
the alligator.
In other animal news, a
This
mom
is kind of some good news, I guess.
a mom dangles and drops her son into a cheetah pit at the Cleveland Zoo.
Okay, well, that's not the good news.
Oh, really?
That sounds pretty good to me. I don't know.
A toddler falls into a cheetah exhibit at the Cleveland Zoo. A toddler fell into the cheetah pit at a Cleveland Zoo Saturday afternoon after his mother dangled him over the railing and he slipped out of her grasp, authorities said. Zoo officials said the cheetahs never approached the boy, who was 2, or his parents, who jumped in to rescue him. Yeah, well, because, they live at the zoo. They're not real. They're not real cheetahs.
No.
Every
Fucking
parent.
shit cheetahs.
These are
well,
show cheetahs.
Every parent.
Imagine when those cheetahs go to the jungle. It's like when black kids who grow up in the suburbs visit their cousins in the city.
Yeah.
It's like they fucking go out to the jungle and just get ripped apart, fucking made fun of.
Yeah.
Stupid zoo cheetahs. Yeah.
cheetahs. You don't even know a good meal when you
That really happens with monkeys when they try to re-release them.
African Americans, come on. Nate, what were you saying?
Every parent in that vicinity gets to walk up and kick that fucking mom in the cooch. Everybody just line up and kick that bitch in the cunt.
What's the deal with this bitch? Is she a little bit tardy? Tardy?
She must be.
What's her
I mean,
thing?
she absolutely must
There was
be.
a meeting on not dangling your kid over a fucking cheetah cage, and she missed it.
I guess she must be found of sound mind for now because she's being charged with child endangerment. And witnesses say that the boy just slipped. She was just holding him over the thing, and he slipped out of her hands.
Jesus.
Allegedly. But there's no, I mean, like...
I saw a really funny meme. That's the first time I saw this article posted. Somebody immediately posted like a picture meme of Michael Jackson holding his baby over the railing of a hotel, and it just said, "Don't mind me, I'm just here to feed my cheetahs."
Oh, wow.
Holy fuck, man.
Well, that happened years ago at the I think it was Brookfield Zoo right over here where that kid fell in the
The
gorillas?
gorilla pit. Yeah, that's a really famous one, actually.
Did they tear him up?
No.
No, the
He's
dominant
fucking-
female saved it and like fought off the other male gorillas and like gave it to like I don't know, one of the feeders or one of the zoo people, like gave them like the baby.
That's cool.
So what happened? They all heard everybody screaming. They just jumped in there. The parents the parents jumped in, huh?
Yeah, the parents jumped in there to try and save the kid, and then they were like, "Well, now what do we do? Because we're all with the cheetahs."
Well, shit. You know what? if your toddler goes in there, you got to jump in and at least fucking try to protect.
off some
yeah,
cheetahs.
I mean, do whatever you can.
yeah, well, I guess there's power in
Some
numbers.
fucking cheetahs getting punched in the noggin, that's for sure.
So
But,
Nate's a parent now. Nate, do you have that parental instinct? If your kid goes in the cheetah pit, you don't even think, right?
Yeah, well, first off, I wouldn't be dangling my kid over a fucking
Well,
thing.
let's just say
And
you
Nate
were.
looks like he could take a cheetah if he had to.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Well, I
That'd
do know
be-
if
that'd
you're
be a-
standing up and you're firm with a cheetah, I've seen videos of they freak out and they get away from you.
Cats
They're
and,
just cats.
cats and dogs both have. I think you do have an ability to psych them out. You
Yeah.
know, if you do it right. Yeah.
I would, yeah,
I
I'd be
definitely
screaming
think so.
like a madman and fucking. Honestly, I'd probably lose my mind and just do
Just, like,
whatever my
start
natural.
punching 'em.
Yeah, exactly. It's just gone. I'm gone at that moment.
I'd fucking walk up to him and start some shit just to get lay the tone
Come
out.
on,
you know,
bitch,
just
you
like,
fucking pussy cat.
fucking grab it by its chest fur, pull it up to your face.
Oh my god!
Listen
take
here.
take it to the nearest toilet and give it a swirly.
Listen, you overgrown tabby faggot. 'Cause you get right in its face. Forehead to forehead, you know? If you ever look at my fucking son again, I swear to God.
dead.
The other cheetah's just coming up with his paw on your shoulder like, it's cool, man. It's cool. Come on. You didn't mean it. Nah, I saw him looking. You hungry? You hungry? You want something to eat?
It's crazy. I mean,
I don't want to ever fight a cheetah.
Grab a cheetah by its chest fur. I want to do that now.
it's crazy how like differently I think now that I do have a son too. Like I'd have no emotion. I'd probably feel no real emotion hearing these stories not having a son, but now
Yeah.
that I have a son, it's like, oh fuck, man. Now
You
I have
immediately
to, like,
empathize.
Yeah, and
No, I have to imagine my son in this
yeah,
position.
exactly.
No, I
it
have
just
to
kind of
fight a
automatically
cheetah.
happens.
The only thing that I can do now that I've heard this story
Yeah.
about a little boy.
Now I want to go punch cheetahs and
Yeah.
and sharks. And
Fucking pissed off at
fuck
cheetahs
shit
now.
up, man.
Yeah, alligators just punch everybody.
Right.
Well, luckily, these cheetahs made no attempt to interact with the child or his parents at any time, and they were just the staff was just able to like open the door and let them through.
Thank God.
So that was about as anticlimactically
Right.
as that
That was
story could have
uneventful.
possibly
Staff
wrapped
just,
up. Yeah,
they
were
just
like,
tell him.
"Ah."
Hey, will you get Hank to open the door? He's like, yeah. He's just walking down a hallway like,
Kids in the cheetah pen again.
again.
What is this? Third time this week? No, I would be. I mean, that would be the worst thing
The
I think I
zoo's
could
always
ever do.
pretty jaded about that.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
We're gonna take a quick break here on the Sunday Evening Overdose, and we will be back in just a couple of minutes. We're gonna regroup. Max is taking off. Thanks for hanging out. Right? Are you gonna hang out, or I don't know. Whatever.
People are hanging out.
I think most people are hanging out. Matt, are you chilling? Say it in the mic, bro.
I'll stick around till the next break.
All right, Matt's sticking around. Everybody's sticking around. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Hey, tell your friends to tune in. We got some cool shit coming up around the bend.
Around
back.
the bend. We're back.
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 The Sunday Overdose.
Coming back on the Sunday evening overdose.
It is Sunday evening.
It is a beautiful evening.
It is a beautiful evening.
What were you guys talking about earlier about switchblades in Indiana? I was listening. I was
Oh,
getting
they're
ready.
legal there.
Yeah.
I was getting ready for the show, and I couldn't comment on it at the time because I was trying to concentrate on what I was doing. And a million times in the background, I heard you guys say switchblades and Indiana. What the fuck is going on?
They're illegal in Illinois. Matt was saying that he wanted to get one, and he was asking me like where he should go, and I was like, I bet you they're legal in Indiana. And
I looked it up. They made it legal in Indiana.
Switchblades?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
2013.
Nice.
That's fantastic.
So just a hop, skip, and a jump away for spring-activated blades.
You can carry a sword around. It like the switchblade thing. Like, why were they illegal? Because like Mexicans used them in
Thugs,
movies.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because it was
Exactly.
like it's the image thing, right? That's
Yes.
about it. I think.
the only like legitimate thing, like where like I think like where they could make an argument is like the concealed part of it, maybe like because it's a concealed weapon. You hit a button, but
Any
it's like how
knife.
hard is it to flip open a knife that's concealed too until
Yeah,
you
if
flip
you
it
have
open?
to kill
It's
somebody,
kind of a
they want you to
stupid
take
law.
your time killing them.
And I've had plenty of pocket knives that I would just practice a little bit, and you would get to where you can yank it out of your pocket, flip it open like nothing. You know what I mean? Like you can do that with almost any fucking knife. You just, maybe sometimes you just got to loosen it a little bit or whatever. But remember when you're a kid and you get a cheap knife and practice with it?
Yep.
Fucking envision the situation where you're gonna have to fucking stab somebody. You know?
Get you.
And kid, when it was 2 years ago, maybe I've stopped doing that. You know, but you know, almost any knife can be a really fucking quickly drawn, dangerous thing. I mean, you could, like I said, you walk down the street with a butcher's knife.
No, but the first
That's
thing
not
you
illegal.
said too, it's the image thing, like because like it's for the same reason that fucking pot's illegal. You know what I mean? It's like they build up like all this
Wait.
false information to make you believe one thing, like through movies or whatever. So
Don't
it's
you
like,
turn
I don't know if you
into
can
a
compare.
bat and
I don't know if
fly
you can
around the
compare
room if you smoke
switchblades.
pot?
Yeah, I don't know if you can compare switchblades and pot. Was what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
But
just the stigma, social stigma, the same way.
I guess
Like
it's
you
just a
think
little.
it's worse than a regular pocket knife or a Swiss Army knife. It's a switchblade,
Oh my god, they heard
Oh my
us!
God.
Holy shit!
Oh fuck.
Oh, good, they went past.
Oh,
but the cops were just here, so we might as well talk about them.
Oh, that's how it works anyway.
You guys want to do some police?
Police news.
Everybody here hate cops?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those
Another racist.
assholes.
Another. I don't give a shit if they're racist. That's like the
I
that's like the
know.
least of the reasons that I hate them.
Dickheads.
I know.
Yeah. Another racist Ferguson police email says picture is Ronald Reagan babysitting Barack Obama. So this is a little joke. I know. This is a little joke. This is really stupid. This is a joke that they sent. I guess this was a thing that came out in like their department emails, right?
Right. Yeah.
And it was a little joke they were sending around. That's an old picture of Ronald Reagan bottle feeding a monkey, and they put a caption on it that said it was him babysitting Barack Obama when he was a baby.
In 1962.
So,
Yeah.
that's some southern dumbass shit. You know what I mean? Like,
So it is debunked.
yeah, no, that's not actually Barack Obama as a baby. That has been debunked.
The resemblance
cool.
is there.
So what's funny about it is like it's so retarded. Like in this day and age, people are still sending that to each other as a joke. You know what I mean? I guess
Yeah.
it's like a little bit of a knee jerk giggle I got from it. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, it's kind of funny, whatever. But it's like in the end, it's kind of embarrassing that like the grown men are sending that to each other as like, hey, this is a good one. Keep it under your hat though. We wouldn't want this is the comedic value that we get out of this is totally worth the risk, isn't it?
Couldn't resist sharing this with you.
Right. Yeah. I just come on, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So
Totally
this is
worth
just
it.
more and more shit. For that police department is just becoming
I mean, it's a joke.
a lot of them probably are, but man, did they really dig into these guys. They are full of nice little gems like this.
Yeah. Everywhere you look, they got a gem or two. Well, maybe they could be persuaded by this disarm NYPD movement.
Hold on, but the emails of the Ferguson thing were done from public information requests. Is that right?
Yeah, there was an investigation after people accused them of being racist, and so they just kept digging and digging and digging. That was in 2011, and it's officially reported as April 2011 email depicting President Obama as a chimpanzee. That's how it's on record.
This is a depicting President Obama. It's a chimpanzee with a joke sentence about President Obama. This is a depiction of President Obama. Piece of garbage.
Well, that's the official story. So I was gonna say that there's a new movement called Disarm NYPD that is gaining some legs, and maybe they could take a crack at Ferguson too. This group wants to create cop-free zones in New York where people can literally go to be safe from police officers.
All right.
Okay.
Can you buy weed there?
Can I
Now,
jack off in public? That's all
idea-
I want to know.
The idea is that
No libraries, please.
they would create their own type of security and networking system within these zones where people can govern themselves and take care of themselves and maintain their own safety and count on their own community to keep themselves safe. They're also, not only would it be like a place where cops wouldn't patrol, but they would be actually banned from being in that space.
I really want to see how this plays out. See, New Yorkers are not known for their loving care for one another.
Exactly.
What?
Right? So, like, I'm like, I think this could work somewhere else. Do you know what I mean?
No, it couldn't work because there's going to be somebody that's plotting.
Is there any
and just waiting to get something really bad to happen in that spot and see, like, this is why y'all can't have anything.
right?
You
Well,
know?
and I think if I understand you correctly, you mean like somebody as on behalf of the establishment
False flags
to
and
rig
shit.
to rig something to go. Hey, here's why you need cops there
Yeah.
because as soon as you set one of these zones up, I walked in there and shot everyone.
Right, exactly. Exactly, man.
See, I knew it. I knew I would do that.
Exactly.
One of the spokespeople for the activists said, we feel that the police have proven that they're not responsible enough to carry arms due to the fact that they've been killing people so consistently for so many decades.
Dude.
We
It's
feel
no problem.
they should be disarmed immediately. We've all been organizing for years. So this has been going on for a very long time. I guess it's just gaining steam because people are finally
Well, and imagine, I mean, this shit,
getting on board.
it takes a long time to get something like this going. I mean, you
Yeah.
cannot, this is like, it's like, we talked about terraforming planets last episode.
Mm-hmm.
And to anyone who needs a catch up on that, it's just the idea that you take a planet with no atmosphere and starting with like,
Total Recall.
yeah, and okay, I didn't even see that movie, but you
See
you
it.
start with like bacterial life and you eventually get to the point where you can cultivate 1 plant, 2 plants, 3 plants, and you start building an atmosphere over thousands of years. So that's basically the parallel I drew when I heard this story is like, yeah, this is how you do it. You clean one little spot, clean another little spot, clean another little spot, and eventually develop a culture in between where an atmosphere starts building where people see like, hey, wait a second. You know, we can protect ourselves. We might not need this archaic, brute fucking squad roaming around harassing us.
Why would you need that anyway when the Supreme Court's ruled that the cops do not have to save your life and they're not there to protect you? It's not in their interest to protect you.
Because
So
for some
what's the
reason,
fucking point?
most people still fucking think that they are, though. I mean,
Right.
I think regardless of what the Supreme Court says and regardless of what gets written on paper for people who have the will to get off their ass and read it, I think beyond all of that, what's going to drive this stuff in society is just like the intuitive perception that people have, you know, and that's driven by like, you know, media, conversation, all this different stuff. But I think that the Supreme Court ruling probably means the least of any of this shit, and it's more like how does society enact, you know, how do we sanction their role, and how do we, you know, enact our own through our you know, because we don't care. Nobody gives a shit what the Supreme. It doesn't matter. We're not that sophisticated. We're just you know, one amoebus dumb blob of population just reacting to the stimulus that we're given. I think, you know.
Or
Yeah.
they don't even believe that. I told my mother that, and she doesn't think that's true. That the Supreme Court ruled that. Because I was like, no, they're only supposed to protect property now.
Yes.
And she
And
was
she
like,
just
that
like-
can't. She's like, that can't be true.
No, you read that wrong.
Right? No, exactly.
That's what I mean.
You got that on the internet. That's crazy talk.
That's what I mean. So her and most other
That's
people,
what she said.
her and most other people they're not going to care if they read it in black and white. They're still going to go, well, come on, you don't need to hoard food and guns to protect come on, you're crazy. You can't.
Yeah.
I mean, if the fucking if somebody kicks in the window, I'll just call the cops. They'll be here in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Everything's fine. What could go wrong?
It's fine.
So this group, they have teamed up with Cop Watch, which has a lot of momentum already.
Right.
And they are
Right.
encouraging
Love Cop Watch.
a strategy of non-compliance that uses counter economics and underground markets as a way of keeping power in the hands of the average people, thus slowly diminishing the power and relevance of the control structure. So their whole idea is to just get everything moving on our own. Some ideas they have to do this yourselves. Let's see, start growing food, start mutual aid or charity groups, use Bitcoin, homeschooling, running a small business without licenses, bartering and starting community currencies. So those are all things that they're trying to work on doing.
That's something I never thought of is, you know,
That's the kind of stuff I want to do as mayor.
Okay. I might vote for you if you talk about community currencies. That's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah.
Because I could get down with that a lot sooner than I could get down with quote unquote communal living. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least right now, I think that would comfort me as part of a society is to know I had some sort of credits, you know,
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
And I'd like to read more on economics before I could even say I'd agree with that. Or not.
I just jump into stuff. See, I started this show,
I wanna
so
do this.
I just have to talk like I know things. You know, like you can say that. Go ahead. Yeah. I wish I was saying the same thing as you. That would be a much more intelligent thing to say, but
Oh
alas,
wow.
yeah.
I'm already in this.
I already dove in. Yeah, I don't know fucking shit, honestly. I mean, I don't understand any complexities about economics. I do
No.
basically think that I understand right and wrong and fair and unfair, I guess.
But if you were in
know,
charge, you would what? Hire someone who's an economist to do that part of the job and be the overseer of that. Like, I don't understand how, like, in our government, it seems like it's more like they put friends and relatives in power, like, and in smaller
Right.
power places, but they're not even qualified for the job.
But that goes across the board. How many people in this room, like jobs that you've got, did you get it because you knew somebody?
I've been
Yeah.
given jobs
Yeah.
where I didn't deserve any of it at all, and I'm like, the first day I had no fucking clue what I'm doing, and the guy's like, dude, come on, you can do it. Just don't worry. I'll show you what to do. It's fine. Tell this guy you used to work here, and you'll be cool. And you know, like, yeah,
I don't know.
I think we've all done that at some point.
I don't know
Yeah.
what that percentage is, but I'm sure it's really high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I'm not worried about that, but the checks and balances idea that our government originally had that doesn't seem to be in place now, really. But I mean, having somebody to watch somebody that watches and somebody else that watches that motherfucker, you know, three entities,
Right, it's like a circle.
constantly watching. When police came around, and I'm pretty sure it was Los Angeles, the first police force came about. Why didn't they enact something like that? Okay, so here's a group of people that are going to govern these people in this section of area. Why didn't they have like, all right, but we also need checks and balances? Why
York.
was there never proposed checks and balances? That's something I'd really like to know.
For police?
New York
Yeah,
was
for
the
police.
first.
Yeah,
to
I mean
have
that's
the police
a
force.
governing
Yeah,
body.
I think New York was the first police force.
And
in the
they
1800s.
Was it
they
New
were
York?
not accepted in life.
1870s
They
or
fought
something?
with the people a lot. They were run out of
1845.
run out of the little boroughs by the Irish all the time. They were like, "We don't want you here."
I mean, dude, police were getting run out of neighborhoods in this country up to the 60s and 70s. You can ask, there's old timers around these parts here that, I mean, this was all biker gang territory, and cops were not welcome in certain parts, you know, and if they were down. They were on the payroll. You know what I mean? Like, that shit happened until very recently. We live in an incredibly tame time right now, you know, in a lot of areas. But yeah, dude, police did not always have this like do as I say. I mean, for a lot of in a lot of different places and times, it was the opposite.
Yeah, even old films would depict police getting kicked in the ass by somebody and they not being able to do shit.
Kick them out of the tavern.
Yeah.
Fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
Fuck you, copper.
But regardless,
Seamus.
I mean, it's still there still should have been checks and balances in place. I mean, is there now? Is there anything considered like?
Well, they would say there's
Internal affairs.
Yeah, they would say there is, but we all know that they're all of the same culture. They're all of the same little petri dish, putrid fucking experiment.
Exactly,
So-
there shouldn't be. So, like, you know, for instance, he's saying, you know, everybody's getting jobs through somebody they know, but you know, anybody who knows somebody in the judicial system is not getting a position in the electoral. You know what I'm saying? Because of who they know. So there's still a split amongst people, and there should have been some sort of split like that, not of everybody underneath judicial, because that's all police have is the judicial system, and there's no real check there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Well, they're supposed to be.
There should be. Yeah,
They're-
but
I mean,
it's
I
just
think,
not
I think,
effective.
I think all it is the only thing to say is that it's supposed to be, but it's a joke. You know, any one of us that have ever observed it up close know that
Yeah.
there's no accountability, there's no checks, there's no balances. Cops pretty much do whatever they want, whenever they want. Things are changing, and they fucking want to whine about it like little cunts. And when you argue with a cop, you know, when you argue with a cop, which I've done plenty of times. I don't know if you've ever been at a party with a fucking cop or some shit and you find out they're a cop and you just start berating them. I've done it a few times. But, like, when you argue with a cop, they'll go, what are you talking about? We can't do anything without filling out, 10 forms and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But, they've got to be absolute crybabies to feel that way. I mean, absolute. The rest of us observing from the other side see fucking gangsters that
come
do
on, they have
whatever.
a fucking union. What
they
government position needs a union?
But I mean, when have you ever seen a cop act like cautiously or polite even? Fucking maybe you get a polite one once in a while. I shouldn't say that. Sometimes you do.
Yeah.
But
1% of the time,
really,
that I've dealt with
I'd say a little more.
if I've been treated like a human being.
right, but when do you get a cop that acts like they have any fucking fear of repercussion for anything they're doing? That doesn't. That's not the case most of the time.
It was not the case for this police officer in Houston who was just sentenced to life in prison.
Smooth segue alert. For
raping a woman in the back of his police vehicle while she was handcuffed.
Oh my God, this guy. He, I think, left us a nice little video. Do you have it or do you want me to pull it up? I think I got it.
You have it, I think, yeah.
Sounds like a stand-up gentleman.
What did he do? I think he cried like a bitch.
He cried like a bitch.
Right.
Like he didn't deserve life in prison for
He'll
that.
be getting a lot more rape where he's going.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hey,
Seriously.
enjoy that, buddy.
Yeah, this was in 2011. They fired him when he was indicted for the rape. But during the trial, a bunch of other women came forward, and they said that he also assaulted them, but they never came forward because he also threatened to have them deported. I guess they were all not from America.
Well, I don't have this video. Tracy didn't put it in here.
So this guy's like premeditated rape. Then I'm gonna go after people
Can you
who
pull
are,
it up from the link?
Yeah.
From another country. What a dig.
They're vulnerable.
Yeah. I don't get these people.
Well, anyway, it's pretty rare that that one actually gets convicted, let alone a sentence that would probably befall a regular person.
Sometimes it goes even better though, where the community or some
Yeah, we got another story that's even
some
better
vigilante.
than this. Hold on. What is this video? Genius Corner.
All right, so this should be...
A former
here we
Houston
go.
police officer breaks down in tears after learning his sentence. In an unprecedented sentence for a Houston officer, the jury handed Abraham Joseph life in prison.
Convicted
Life
of rape,
in
many were
prison.
shocked by the stiff sentence.
Ew, look at
Reporter
him.
Kevin Reese was in the courtroom.
The jury had a wide range of options.
Wait a
The defense
second,
asked
hold on.
for as little
Pause
as
this.
probation. Prosecutors asked
What is the purpose of going to another guy who talks like that to say more stuff? Why are there more people in this segment? Was there not already one guy talking in that same voice? Let's check it out to our other reporter on the scene. Thanks a lot. What the fuck is that adding to the experience?
Well, I don't know, Chuck.
Whoa, careful there.
It's building suspense.
Is it?
I can't wait until they get to the actual fucking point of the story.
Yeah, are we gonna see him crying or
Let's
are
see him
they?
cry. Go ahead.
for life in prison, and the jury gave Abraham Joseph the latter, stunning everyone in the courtroom, but most certainly the accused.
Assess his punishment at confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for life.
Abraham Joseph stood stunned, then stared at each member of the jury. His wife collapsed in the arms of another family member, and then the ex-cop and convicted rapist began to cry. But if he was shocked, his attorney was not.
I'm not surprised by the sentence in light of the accusations that came out in punishment.
After he was convicted of two forced...
Good lawyer.
Fucking A.
He had some really good representation. Wow.
Hey, fuck him.
Yep.
That's pretty funny.
Why would
Yeah,
his wife
so-
be upset?
Well, because he's going to prison for life.
He's out raping women while you're at home making his dinner.
Bro, she
or
knows a
whatever.
side of him that nobody else does.
I guess you're right. I honestly, okay.
He's not a
I will
monster.
accept that.
Plus, you don't understand the kind of pressure he's under while he's at work.
Could die any
misunderstood.
day.
And he needs some kind of release. He just wasn't getting that release. Now he knows he was sick. He can start moving forward. Believe me, I've explained a lot of things to women.
He only hits me when I deserve it.
Go ahead.
On a cantina waitress in January of last year, the jury heard testimony from 4 more women who say they were his victims too. That he used his role as a cop to force illegal immigrants to have sex by threatening them with arrest or deportation.
What he was doing out there, he would have continued to do had it not been for the one victim that came.
That was pillow talk, baby.
I'm neither shocked nor surprised at the sentence.
Gonna deport
11
you
News
so
legal expert
good.
Gerald Tree says the jury of 5 women and 7 men.
That was the guy from Ren and Stimpy whose ear falls off. Remember him?
Oh yeah. Old guy whose
Wilbur
face,
Cobb.
Wilbur Cobb,
Yeah.
and his face parts would always be like falling off with a slime trail, like, and they'd try to put his nose back on.
Let me tell you a story about how the dinosaurs died. They burped, farted, and sneezed at the same time.
Wilbur Cobb.
And was justified in giving the ex-cop the maximum, but that a civil suit pending against Joseph in the city might not yield much. It's tough to prove the police department knowingly allowed this to happen.
The question of getting a bridge over to the city funds, that's a very, very steep bridge that has to be built.
But the immediate
Wait, I don't
bridge,
understand what his bridge. Wait, what? Somehow I lost track of what was being said there or something.
Yeah, I guess they were saying that his they were trying to figure out if his department was condoning this or helping him do this or in some way covering it up. But I don't know what they're talking about, the bridge to the money.
Yeah, or linking the two. I don't. Yeah, I just like
The
I'm
bridge
like,
to
wait.
link them. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
So there's a civil suit that's going on that's going to determine whether
And basically, they're trying to cover their asses.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So, but he's getting life in prison.
You want to finish the clip?
Yeah.
is the one to prison, as Joseph took one last look at his wife and wept as he was led away. Abraham.
Awesome.
Man, is it me or did that news anchor try to make it sound like a sad situation? Like I
He
should feel
absolutely
bad
did.
for that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Oh god.
Seriously.
That's
so,
what,
it's
dude.
so
Every
deplorable.
I was talking about the other day with the what was it, Walter Scott?
Yeah.
The guy that was the cop gunned him down in the park while he was running away from him, shot him in the back
Yeah,
like 5
seen that
times
fucking
a
video.
couple of weeks ago, and the cop got charged with murder. And when I heard it on the news on the mainstream whatever bullshit radio station in the car, the news guy goes, a controversial court decision or whatever in the case of the officer who was allegedly caught on video staging whatever. It's like,
allegedly?
No, dude. Yeah. What? The guy drops a taser on the guy he just shot and says to the other cop, "Yeah, he stole my taser." You know, like,
I'd be okay if
didn't
that
he?
dude. I'd be okay if that dude used
my
the
point
word
is-
allegedly and then played the video and was like, "This is what happened." Now this allegedly happened.
But they see, but when there's a car crash, they don't say there was allegedly a car crash. They just say
there was allegedly a car. How do you know?
Well, but they don't say that. But the
alleged.
point is, it's allegedly when you know,
No,
I don't
agree.
know, whatever. They might do that for any criminal, I guess. But it's just they constantly pad. They constantly pad things for law enforcement. They'll just try to put that little spin on it because the average person who's sort of tuned out watching the news are tricked by those little neuro-linguistic things, you know.
Yeah.
That kind of
Dude, are you trying to tell me I feel emotions all the time, even when I don't know it?
I think so.
Oh man,
Secret emotions.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
So we have another justice here this week.
Yeah, this one's really good.
Sorry, it took me a second.
A police chief who raped a 7-year-old boy
And looks like Uncle Fester.
was found dead in his backyard.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that is okay.
Good riddance, motherfucker.
I remember the story when it came out.
Yes.
And then I saw that somebody killed him, and we keep saying it on the show. This is picking up steam. People are starting to fight back, and it's just gonna start happening more and more and more.
Just hold on, because we don't know how he died.
Oh yeah.
So we don't know if somebody actually killed him.
He was
had
allegedly
a,
he was allegedly found in his backyard.
well, he allegedly
Murdered. He was murdered.
Wait a minute.
he
So-
allegedly had an affinity for painkillers.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
So he
wait a
could have killed
minute.
himself.
So,
Yeah.
So
how
let's
did we
let's
find
run
out
down.
that he
Did we
molested a little boy.
run
though?
down the
And
story
what
for
the
people
fuck
real
is he
quick?
doing at home and not jail? What the fuck is going on?
Well, he was a police officer. He was awaiting his trial.
Chief was.
Oh, he don't get to wait in jail?
Police officers
No.
don't go to jail.
No way. Not in Texas.
I need.
So, and that was in 2013.
He
So,
allegedly raped a small boy.
yeah, and his trial was scheduled for next week, which is kind of why I think he might have killed himself. Although I don't know why he would have done it in his backyard. But
It was a nice backyard, man.
Yeah.
He had a really.
But
he had like
he,
a gazebo back there and shit, and
he was discharged from the force before the child sex charges were filed when he was reported for stealing painkillers. And let's see. Investigators found strong evidence that he had on several occasions bound, gagged, and sexually assaulted a young boy starting back in 1998 when the child was 7 years old.
So the
That's
same
no way
kid?
for a law enforcement officer to behave.
wait, 1998, and when was he found dead in his backyard?
This week.
1998.
Yeah, the charges were filed.
Oh, this is a different guy
What
than
the
I was
fuck
thinking
is
of.
going
Then.
on?
Well, the story came out more recently.
Okay, maybe
I mean,
it is
it
the same
started.
guy.
It started in 1998, but it says in 2013.
He repeatedly raped the same kid, or he
Yeah.
was doing. Oh wow.
Yeah, but obviously they're not going to say who the kid is.
And then in,
Even though that's 2 fucking years, this guy's not in fucking jail, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was me, I'd be sitting in jail the whole goddamn time.
Absolutely.
Waiting for them to say I'm not guilty, you know?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well, that's
Guys, get your guns.
you don't want to do the time.
We're letting Matt take over fucking whatever town, Willow Springs.
Yeah, listen, Nate. He's out there risking his life every day for the safety of you and me. He's a fucking hero. Cut him a little bit of slack.
He needs those painkillers.
Plus, the rapes
Yeah.
were alleged.
Yeah. So was the painkiller use alleged. So he allegedly.
And then he got in trouble for fucking stealing painkillers, and then what else?
What's Nambla got to say about this?
Nambla weighed in on the controversial suicide of a former police chief who raped a young boy, claiming that he has no association with the organization.
I could not
And
believe that's a
Nambla
real thing.
condemns his
Yeah, I
actions.
couldn't either, man.
Sorry.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't think that was real. And like,
They haven't released his cause of death yet, but they will release their autopsy report in a couple of weeks. So we'll just have to check back.
Nambla condemns the actions of the former police chief, saying, "We only support consensual sexual relationships between adult and small boys."
Holy fuck.
Well,
That's true.
I have a weird number for you guys.
Nambla does not rape.
No.
Not to be confused with the North American Marlon Brando lookalike.
I said Nambla doesn't rape.
I have a weird number for you
They
guys. Don't you want to
don't.
hear it?
Sure.
It's 115. That's how many people.
That's all I was trying to do,
We're
guys. You guys are looking real nervous. I was just trying to create that moment. That's all.
I want to tell you about the 115 who were shot to death by the United States police in March.
115 people in the U.S.
In March.
shot by
Just in
cops.
March?
Shot by cops to death. Not just shot by cops, shot to death in March.
It's not enough, if you ask me. I'm Johnny Law.
That's like 3.5 people a day.
Police allegedly rampaging through the streets, murdering Americans left and right with no accountability. The judicial system letting them off the hook a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. So,
I like this article. Here, listen to
too.
this. If Murder Inc. was still operating, the nation's police would be its top competitor. 115 motherfuckers, huh? We got some
Yeah.
breakdowns of these stats or what? What do you got for us? You doing any research on this?
Well, they killed 85 people in January. I'm sorry, 85 in February and 91 in January. So it is higher than it's been this year. It is higher overall on average than it's been in the last 8 years. But as we know, let's see, last year we reported around 1,300 police deaths. Here's the thing, though. It's hard to compile these numbers, so anything is going to be an estimate because they're not all reported. You know what I mean?
That's quite a few compared to like the average of like one a year cops that are fucking killed. Actually,
Yeah.
What did we break down? The numbers are ridiculous. I know it wasn't that low,
Yeah,
but it's
no,
like
no,
it's like
it
12
was-
a year or something.
Yeah.
You know, that are killed in
other countries, in the UK.
no, cops in the U.S.
Oh, you mean reverse?
Yeah, cops that are killed by citizens.
Yeah, no, it's much.
Although cops are citizens also. but-
It's like a 0.05% situation.
They're super citizens.
But I think it's important that people know these numbers because it
115
people.
I mean, it's just heating up. It is true. You know, I've for the whole show, you know, since we started, pretty much advocated violence against the police. If you think that your life is in danger or your livelihood or anything, you know, I certainly don't advise against it, at least, but there is some truth to the fact that now look what's happening. I mean, we're all heating up and they are killing more people and we are going to keep taking it further and further. I mean, it's like, is everybody ready really for what's about to start going down? I mean, because
there needs to be more attorneys out there willing to do pro bono against cops, you know?
Well, yeah.
There are, you know what, if you look around, there are surprisingly more, a surprising amount. You probably know of this. We've had a couple of mutual friends that had a case that got taken care of very nicely by a lawyer who hated police.
I don't really think it necessarily
they got a lot of money. Here. Sorry.
God, I forgot where it was. But in some Asian country, they were having I want to say like in Thailand or something, they were having protests, and the police were like, they don't want to protest against beat up the protesters, so they joined the protest. That's what we need to do. We need to like.
Yeah, no, that or what they did with China, which is when the police started beating the shit out of somebody, they beat the shit out of 6 of the police officers and beat
killed
them to death.
Yeah, there you go. That's the kind of stuff that's going to start happening, though. I mean, it really is. This is the point. Is I just kind of want to bring that up because I'm usually so just so full of hatred for fucking police that all I say is just fucking kill them, murder them, rape them, fuck them, you know. But
yeah,
at this point, we gotta fucking. I mean, people are really dying.
True.
Young kids are getting killed because they're listening to people that are my age. Probably, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Kids are out there fucking little warriors in the streets and they're getting killed because they're listening to, you know, people like me or the equivalent in their neighborhood of a guy who goes, you know, fuck those motherfuckers, fuck in the garage, because he's already past his roam in the streets phase.
Yeah.
So I want to start thinking about what I'm actually saying here in case, because I got kids that I know, 19-year-olds that listen to this show,
man.
you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
young people, you know, fucking bleeding hearts, man. They go out there and they do shit, you know, because they got the energy and the time.
Yeah, but what I mean is,
gotta-
like, what's the realistic conversation that we want to be having? Because I feel
Take
like
the money out of the system. Start suing motherfuckers.
no, I'm
That's
just talking about in terms of violence against the police directly. Like, because I'm just talking about that.
Don't condone it.
Well, but I don't want to. I don't want to tell somebody.
Condone defense.
Look, here's my version of defense. If you've got a bag of weed in your pocket and you don't feel like getting arrested, kill the cop. I think it's a moral thing to do.
Well,
if you can get away with it,
we can still vote and make that shit legal, man.
No, we can't.
We can.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The cop is still the one initiating a violent, immoral act. I don't have any respect for the law in any way.
You see how they pick and choose traffic violations they'll give you, because that book is so fucking huge. Every time you get pulled over, they could actually look at the brakes on your car and everything if they wanted to, and they just pick and choose what they're going to get you on.
Yeah, they will find something.
It'd be nice if they actually treated me that way with everything else too. You know,
what do you mean?
And everybody pick and choose the laws you want to fucking abide by, because that's
sure.
what they do now.
Yeah.
You know.
No, but I just mean, look, I don't you feel like if a cop is pursuing an unjust law and it's to the great detriment of your livelihood, don't you think, and if he's going to enforce it through violence, don't you think you have the right to preempt that violence to get away from him?
Well, I agree.
I don't know.
I do. Well, that's defense. To
Preemptive-
me, that is
preemptive violence.
defense.
Yeah. Before he has your ID and before he knows
He
who you
starts
are,
taking
and before
shit-
he
well,
radios you in. I mean,
the thing is, to me, is I've had a lot of money taken from me from the police.
that's where I'm at. I'm not fucking willing to have it happen anymore.
No, you're making me go broke. I can't get a leg up, you bitch. Leave me alone.
Exactly.
I do want to do dope because I work hard.
Right.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Get off my dick. You see where you're standing? It's my dick.
My goddamn cock. Like an
Get
anaconda,
off it.
motherfucker.
Right.
Fuck off.
Like I said, defense. I condone defense, but I don't condone straight up violence.
Felt like that deserved a thunderstrike.
It's the storm of justice.
No, but I mean, I don't understand that. I do not understand how you can look at a cop who's going to come at you to enforce an immoral, unjust law, and he's going to use violence to do it. You know you can't run away from them in a town like this. You can't run away from them anywhere. They're going to get more of their guys, and they're going to thug you, down till you're dead. I don't know what that means. They're going to thug you out. Is that a slang?
Don't have it in my
You know what I mean? They're gonna, but so I don't think it's wrong. If you've got a pistol in one pocket and a bag of weed in the other, as I've said before,
You're probably going to get more trouble for the pistol.
right? That's why. But you shouldn't. But that's my
here's-
point. If a cop approaches,
Why
just
are
let's
they
take
approaching and searching you?
Let's
Well,
just,
here's the thing.
Exactly.
Here's the thing.
Let's just take.
That's what I mean.
Right.
Here's what I've
Well,
thought recently.
There is no reason usually.
I'm sick of like drugs and everything being treated like a pre-crime. So okay, if you're young, black, have some weed on you and a fucking gun, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're out to do some violent shit. But it's treated like a pre-crime already. So because he has these things, he's already going to commit this fucking crime.
Or
it's
old
all
and-
well known.
or
You're
old and-
going to.
old
You're a
and-
bad guy. You're guilty. There's no.
How about if
innocence.
you're old and white with weed and a gun? It doesn't matter. Let's just say
No, I'm
any
just
human
trying
being,
to find a stereotype and saying that
somebody who
pre-crime
gets
is,
profiled regularly.
pre-crime is already written in the fucking law. People like,
old
that's
and
pre-crime.
white.
You're going to get arrested for pre-crime. But it's already written in the law. The stereotypes are there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if we get rid of that kind of shit, all right, so whoever you are, all right, you don't have to be young and black, but you got a weed and a gun on you and you're fucking walking around. You can't just arrest that motherfucker. You know what I mean? There's no thought. There's no who's going to say he's going to
But
commit a crime.
I want to get you guys really nailed down on this point. So, how can you tell somebody you're standing in the middle of a field? Let's just fucking say, for the purpose of argument, so it's nice and neat and clear here. Let's just say you're standing in the middle of a field, doing nothing. Okay, minding your own business, which it could be any one of us could be doing this summer. None of us are above it. So let's say you're standing in the middle of a field doing nothing, and you've got your weed and you've got your gun, and a cop walks up and says, "Put your hands up. I want to see what you got on you." And look, this guy's gonna find this. Now my livelihood, my life is threatened. I'm now gonna have to work for months to pay off this brazen, violent act that this cop is committing against
That's
me,
what it is.
which is to force me into submission, take things from me, which are not victimizing anyone, and force me into the turning gears of a nightmarishly corrupt and hellish fucking judicial system. So for no reason, let's just say, how do you figure it's an immoral act to see that cop coming up and flip a pistol out and shoot him right between his eyes? I don't see how that's an immoral act.
I still think it's immoral, man. I think
How?
Well, I think
That blows my mind. I can't even
How,
imagine.
man? I mean,
How do you
at
know he's
my
even-
hillbilly basics, yeah, I totally agree with you. But as a civilized fucking human being, you can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't be doing that kind of shit, man. That ain't
I
right.
really don't
You
understand.
we have to try to fucking have a form of society.
Thank you,
can't just be
Nate.
killing motherfuckers.
Here,
I
look,
totally agree with Nate.
I don't agree.
Here, this is like a real life story that quick and simple, like of just like
Okay.
boys being boys, like kid shit. You know what I mean?
Max, our old producer.
All right. So anyway, I one night I was underage. I was probably like 17 years old or something like that, and I lived right by a school, and like it was like right after 4th of July, so I had fireworks, you know, and I took like a really big like mortar shell and like put it like in something, and I was gonna go to the school like where the field was to go blow it up because I figured that was the safest place that I could do it. You know what I mean?
I thought you said this was going to be quick. Come on, let's go.
on.
All right. So anyway, I'm walking to the school.
Here's what you could have said so far. I had this firework I was going to blow up at the school down the street.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Succinct.
And yeah, so basically, block away, cop, you know, sees me right away, and like what popped into my head as a kid is like, you know, like, all right, well, you have an explosive like at like a school, like even if you tried to explain it to this person, you know, like the rest of your life.
So you ran.
So I just ran, like, you know, and like hurt myself and like, you know, like ran so fast that like I threw up when I got home, but it was all just out of the fear, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of just like for really not, you know, a crazy crime.
But even as a child, you understood
get
that
away?
it was.
Did you get away?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you had a basic fear of like, I don't know what this guy will do to me. I you know,
Yeah,
I know what
yeah.
you mean. Yeah, no, anybody who is out partying when they're 13, 14, I don't care who you are. The first time cops try to stop you, you fucking run. Like,
Yeah.
everyone
Fucking
ran from the
man.
cops. That's
Yeah.
your instinct is to
That's
run
right.
the
Yeah.
fuck away. Oh my God, police are here. Run! That's like really what it's like. It's like every the first few times until you realize they're gonna catch us.
At that
Trying to
time,
talk
man,
our
it
way out of
wasn't
this.
the cops that scared me though. It was
Never
my
gonna happen.
parents.
Yeah, that's true. You hadn't learned how
Yeah.
scary the system was.
Right.
But yeah, so I don't know, man. I'm holding to it. I think that the amount of harm that they're willing to cause you and the fact, I mean, it's like, to me, it's just as simple as like, if a guy's gonna like bully you on a playground and you bully him back instead, that's not wrong. To me, it's the same thing. It's like, why let them take anything from you? You've seen it happen enough times. Why not take his life? His life is worth zero to me. If he's working for law enforcement, his life and the suffering of his family doesn't concern me. He's contributing to such an immense evil that I can't take that human factor into consideration. I just can't afford to. It's a war.
It's
a war.
Man. I also think some people are confused and honestly think they're going to be going out and doing a good thing. I don't blame that motherfucker for thinking he's going to help. You know
By
what I
taking
mean?
drugs from the streets.
Well, what we need to do is change it so that taking drugs isn't even part of his job.
Well,
and
exactly.
fucking with people in general just isn't even part of his job.
mean, man,
I agree,
dated a
but
girl-
where do you hold the individual responsible? He
we
has
just-
the access
you
to the
can't.
same information that we have to be the way that
Dude,
we are.
he's
gonna
just
take
doing his
time.
job. He's just doing his job, man.
I don't
And it-
buy that shit.
you can't-
No.
Oh.
Get a different goddamn job.
No. Hold
Like
on.
that's just all
This
that it is.
This is what I'm saying, though. Not a lot of people think they're gonna go out and be doing bad shit. They don't. I dated
So when
a girl
you realize you're
hold
going
on.
out and doing bad shit, get a different job.
It ain't that easy. When you start,
Why
when
not?
you get into a groove of something, a lot of people can't just pick up
Once you
another
start beating
job.
a motherfucker, it's hard to stop.
No. Hold on, straight up. Once you've learned a job inside and outs, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to go into something else.
Yeah, but it's not impossible.
It's not, but it's a fucking struggle. And I tell you, they're unionized. It's pretty easy to sit back and,
And just let
just-
the evil
and just
consume
let it-
you.
let it-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just lay back and take it, baby.
Hey, but what are we out? Okay, what are we all out doing right now? We're just on a fucking radio show talking about it. Ain't none of us out voting or trying to change nothing. We just talking about
I
it. You
voted
know what I'm
this
saying?
week.
So we ain't no better than the motherfucking police, you know?
I am.
Ain't nobody doing shit about it. a lot, and like I said, a lot
That's
of people,
not true,
even
dude.
when they can't.
I've been working as
snitch.
I've been working as a writer and an artist for a long time to do what I can do to change perception. You know, I've been doing what I can do.
Yeah, but that doesn't
Part of the
really
reason I started this show. This show's not doing
All right.
nothing.
Well, anybody listening,
And in all honesty,
we're doing a big old something by having this regular conversation about when can you kill cops, because no other fucking shows are having this conversation.
no, that is really cool that we are talking about that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I forgot what I was saying.
Things are getting better, is what I wanted
I
to say
think
really
what it
quick.
boils down to.
Hold on, wait, Matt, go ahead.
Things
Sorry,
are
go
actually
on.
getting a little bit better, is all I wanted to say really quick. Do you think that even 2 years ago there would have been anything close to the kind of police accountability that we have right now? And the culture seems to be moving towards even more of that.
Yeah.
So it's going to take time, because everything fucking takes time here, especially in America, where there's tons of bureaucracy and ignorance everywhere. But it is, in all honesty, you have to admit, it is getting a little better. The fact that there's even examples of this, and that more and more people are watching. I don't know, man. Don't forget, I'm a little older than you. I've seen things a little longer.
No, I know. I think
it is better,
and I think you don't not make a point, but I also just think that none of this has any bearing on the direct moral question that I'm asking. Is like person to
Can
person.
you murder a policeman because he's a policeman? Is
No, not because he's a policeman, because he directly threatens your livelihood.
The way you described it, any policeman.
No.
Because you didn't say kill him while he's searching you or fight back.
I said, I did. I said
he's
if he,
approaching you.
I said if
and
he
you blow this guy away.
No. I said if he approaches you and says, "Hey, put your hands up. I want to see what you got on you and stuff."
You say, "Fuck up!
Blow
I'm
that
not doing
motherfucker
anything,
away.
asshole."
Yeah.
And then
good.
if he
Okay.
pushes
and
it,
then you call me and I'll bail you out.
No, but I'm saying
This is where I say, yo, let's actually start voting, man, and run petitions and shit if we want to be
That's what I
serious
do.
about something. Because I honestly, dude,
I
I've
don't
had
care.
blood.
Wait, hold
I've
on.
had blood on my hands,
All you
and I
guys
don't
are
like
getting
the fucking feeling, dude.
all you guys are getting off the topic though is like, is there no individual accountability for a fucking cop? Are you really gonna let them?
There isn't for soldiers.
Are you? Yeah, and I don't agree with that either.
I don't agree with them motherfuckers, dude. The whole society is fucked too. I mean, we have to
how
change
can you,
people's minds and actually get people to start voting and wanting an actual change rather than.
But I'm concerned.
Start killing motherfuckers.
I'm concerned
Why
with
are
what
we
I tell
doing
the
enough of
children,
that?
and I think I need to tell the children that it's okay to kill a cop. I do. I just.
Yo, do whatever you can to make
know.
money, and then try to sue motherfuckers, and then I don't know, start voting and tell everybody around you to vote. Don't just start killing motherfuckers. You're not gonna beat the system.
Talk
just
to
killing
me.
people.
Talk to me. Come on.
Oh, don't talk to the listeners. All right.
Talk to me. No, because seriously, I don't. But that I'm just asking. That you, Andrea, you know what I'm saying. That one-on-one situation, he's making a decision to violently enforce something immoral and an unjust law, and to use it to rape your life,
you want a
to
yes
rape
or no,
your livelihood.
Do you want a yes
That's
or no
how he makes his
answer?
paycheck.
That's
I'm not
what you're
saying that I'm going to do it, and I'm not saying that
No,
it's a
I get
smart
that,
thing
but
to
you
do.
even
I'm saying that
said
it's a
so.
moral thing to do.
Why is it any different
that's a
than what
yes
you
or
were
no
saying though? Like
question.
I'll blow him away because his life means nothing to me. He already feels that way to you. You gonna
Exactly,
like fight
exactly.
fire with fire
I didn't-
like that. Fighting fire with fire does never work. It may slow things or hinder things, but
not
it does
in
not.
the long run.
Shit does
Yeah.
eventually burn down totally if you don't put the
Exactly.
fire out.
Right. I agree. And in the long run, it doesn't fix anything. However, like if you've got a guy coming to your house and setting small fires in different parts of it, but you can't figure out exactly who he is or where he lives, and it's a big problem to really solve the actual issue. Does that mean you don't stomp out the fires in the meantime to fucking keep your house up? I mean, that's my point. When
You can do that by the law too, though. You don't.
no,
have
you
to,
cannot.
here's what I
no,
want.
you cannot. My life has been fucking ruined by the law.
If more, I understand you personally can't do it.
And granted, I have
Now,
a talk studio in my
Are-
house. My
what's-
life isn't
what-
totally ruined. But
Now, what are we talking about? Are we talking about making a fucking law where it's okay for Vinny to shoot a cop because he's afraid of him?
No.
Or are we talking about getting rid of bullshit laws that get people locked up in the first place?
No, I'm talking about the simple.
Because it all comes down to making a fucking law about it.
No. It doesn't. I'm talking about. I don't care about a law.
Oh, you just
fuck
want
a government.
the emotional
fucking,
satisfaction?
No. Not even emotional. What's the basic what's the moral crux? Where's the fulcrum? I say it's not an immoral thing to do. It has nothing to do with law. It has nothing to do with repercussions. Has nothing to do with.
So just
I would
I'm
say
just saying,
killing
from a
anyone
basic
who's
morals-
not actually trying to kill you is immoral. Now he's
Ah,
not trying
but
to murder you.
we don't-
He's trying to kidnap and rob
'cause
you.
Here's what what Vinny is saying is straight
He
up.
is
They
robbing
ruin
you.
your life. They ruin your fucking. I have
Ruin
a
it.
son. He
Ruin
comes
it.
up on me and I got a bag of weed and a pistol. I may potentially not see my son for 25 years. That's ruining my fucking life to me. And I
Exactly.
completely understand that.
See?
And on my hillbilly side, I'm with it. Kill
Right.
that bitch.
Right.
Fuck him.
Right.
Drag him out in the street to show everybody else.
He's
I
gonna-
killed this
listen,
motherfucker. You
listen.
fuck with me, you're dead too.
when he arrests you for a victimless fucking crime and a choice that you make and ruins your fucking life, he goes home to his wife and kid and sleeps like a fucking baby.
Yeah, baby. Fuck him.
And
I'm cool with that.
And fucks a prostitute on
Yeah,
the side.
rapes him. Puts him. I'll deport you. Bitch.
Fucking has an informant that he gets blowjobs from. Dude, you know what I mean? So I mean, you see what I'm saying?
No, I'm with it,
He
man.
doesn't give a shit about your fucking life.
I just don't like.
He's gonna, and furthermore, he's
You
not
just-
even a man enough to threaten your life up front. In most cases, they're
Yeah.
using the system.
I
No,
wasn't.
straight
I
up.
wasn't giving you my opinion. That is just the
Oh.
definition of morality. You said, is it or is it not an immoral act? And just by
Nah,
the
man,
definition of
we as-
morality, it would be immoral.
No.
That's all I'm saying.
That's the
not my
hold on, hold on.
opinion.
That's
We
the
as
that's
human
what
beings make that
by
up,
the
man.
definition of morality with no extrapolation. Yeah, you're right. But
You look at
if
most
if you have
revenge,
if you
baby.
extrapolate a little bit and you look at what the cop approaching you is not just a man approaching you with no context. He's approaching you with the full weight of a system you can't fight behind him.
Yes.
So that's
Not
I mean,
letting me answer at all. Like,
yes, I am.
No, well, okay. If not moral, I mean, if you want to use moral in the literal sense, then
don't look
are
at
you,
me when you say that.
Then
That
the
was
word.
this is Vin's question.
No, I understand, but I'm saying you're looking at it as a literal.
No, that wasn't my
What
opinion.
did I not let you say?
It's a
you,
fact.
You said what you said, and I said that just involves no
I
extrapolation.
was just trying to understand what the actual question is, and then when I did, I said, "Well, morally, that would be wrong." Now I understand every point you've made,
right?
But I guess it would just be a personal choice after that to murder or not murder. Like- but that's all it is. Like you, like
Yeah,
I
dude,
get what you're saying, but
I
what
don't
we
see
need to
it that
do
way,
is we need to
but-
change the laws and shit,
Yeah,
or get rid of
I'm
laws.
with that, man. I want to stay. I want to try to stay civilized.
Right, that's
I-
not
I
the way
have
to
a-
a
I have a
civilized
monster
society.
inside
Is
me.
what
I
I
know
was
I
saying.
do.
But
and I'd
how
like
is
to
it-
Not
stay
how
as
you get
nice
to
as
a
possible.
civilized society by fucking killing people ever.
But I didn't initiate the violence.
dude, I understand
You
what
know?
you're saying.
Well, he's not. No,
I'm
dude.
just
In a
saying-
lot of people's eyes, they don't see him as initiating. It's the law. So nobody sees him initiating a type of violence. Nobody gives a fuck about you enough to say that. Yeah, you know what? Those little bit of things may ruin this boy's life. This guy, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Nobody looks at it in that context.
You do.
I do, but I'm a nobody. What the fuck you think?
More and more people feel the way
Nobody
you do
listens
now,
to me.
But they
Let's
are.
terraform, Nate. Come on.
Terraform. I'm
Yes.
with it, man.
Let's terraform our culture.
I'm down with it.
Mars One.
Let's kill some cops. No, I know. Yeah, I
on
like.
Mars.
I think that we're there's like just a basic disconnect in what we're saying because like, you know, I just don't I don't get what you guys are coming from. Honestly, maybe the listener finds something interesting between our viewpoints, or something to latch onto. I honestly don't get where you guys are coming from though.
There's this weird construct
On this issue.
about a law and about the fact that a law exists, then it means it must be enforceable or enforced. And like, if that's going to be the law, the only way to get around it is to change the law.
No, well,
but that's not
Here's
the
thing.
reality.
You can use it to your benefit in situations. So
Laws-
right now the law is leaning against you, so they'll use it.
A law is
against you.
never created to benefit the citizen ever. Why would that work? Why would they
that's,
want that?
Well, that's why I believe they stop making fucking laws, you pricks.
yeah, voting isn't gonna. All voting is gonna do is make more laws.
well, that's what we're doing anyway. If you have that sort of
Not
system,
if you vote to
you have
strike
to
down
kind of
laws.
use it. Try
If
to
you
use it to your benefit.
Vote
So,
no on everything.
Like
Yeah.
the
Well, that's
situation.
basically what he was talking about earlier.
Yeah, the situation Vinny's talking about. If weed and carrying a gun and everything like that was legal, wasn't considered as much of a threat. But let's say, let's say we have to say a judge fines you a shit ton of money for that, and then you go pop the judge because the law says that he can have these things, and some judge was being a dick. He might get off a little time because the other side wasn't playing by the rules completely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
I
all
mean,
just like a big game.
it does help a little bit.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. I don't know. I've just been such an adamant anti-voter for so long.
I don't want to vote neither, but dude, there's too much fucked up shit, and there's nothing I can do in the law to help me. And I want that to change. I'd like to come to the law. If I have to deal with the fucking law, I'd like to come with the law and be like, all right, well, here's what's on my side. And there's nothing on my fucking side right now. So I just want that to change. That's all, you know?
Yeah. I think it's really interesting here, going back to these weird numbers that we were talking about earlier. I do want to point out that the official number of police killings reported by the police totals 111 for the entire year, whereas the ACLU reported 115 just in 1 month. So that gives you kind of an idea of how much discrepancy there is between the official numbers and the more interpreted numbers. Anybody follow that?
No, not really.
I just zoned out. I don't
Not
know.
a lick.
The official police
A
numbers
room
are
full of fucking
low.
degenerates.
God damn.
I wish I could have played the crickets for myself at that point.
We're all kind of looking at each other all dumbfounded.
I guess that means it's
Everybody's
time
face
for
just
a
froze.
break.
Like everybody's eyes just said to each other, like, "Did anyone pay attention to that?
Nobody
Were you supposed to?
listened.
Was I
Wait,
supposed to?"
what?
Fuck, man.
There was one number and then another number.
Weird numbers.
Two
I'm
numbers together.
enumerate, too,
Two numbers
so.
together is always fucking bad. I don't know.
Whoa.
I know I heard a number.
Some kind of numbers. Well, that's all
Well, I
got
guess
for
you know what
police.
we'll continue. This is an ongoing discussion on the show
Yeah,
for months
always.
and months. We'll keep it up, and maybe we can get some callers on this once we get our streaming has been fucked up. I don't know if you guys have been trying to listen to the show live. We've had a lot of trouble lately. If you're hearing this on YouTube and catching up or whatever, we are going to get on track in the next couple weeks, but. We'll continue the discussion. When is it okay to kill a cop? Is it ever okay to kill a cop? We all sit here and celebrate when someone else does it. We always talk about it. We tend to
No, I
joke
think
about
it's fine
it.
if it's
so-
justified.
Yeah, but I think it's justified if they're gonna arrest you for anything where you didn't hurt anyone else.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. But anyways,
Anyway.
we'll come back. We'll come back to that as
kill or
time
not to kill?
to kill or not to kill.
That is the question, isn't it?
You decide.
Let's take a quick break.
Break time.
Be back on the Sunday Evening Overdose in just a couple of minutes. Spread the word. There's a head transplant.
Holy cow.
There's a head transplant.
There's a head transplant.
There's a head transplant.
Yeah, there's a head transplant. Well, not yet, but there's about to be.
I heard somebody's transplanting a head.
Some crazy Italian scientist.
Oh, no.
He's gonna transplant the fuck out of some head. And it sounds terrifying.
The patient has to be out of his goddamn mind. He's 30.
Yeah.
I know that his body is fucking sucks. His
Yeah.
body's all fucked up, but but no, wait. First of all, this fucking surgeon, he's an Italian guy.
Yeah.
Sergio
Canavero.
Attempting a head transplant?
Head transplant.
This is fucking insane.
Head transplant. Yeah, he's a fucking crazy guy. We have a video of him giving a talk about this. if we want to introduce with that or go more into the head transplanty part of things. I don't know which way we should do this, but
I found more on this guy from the 70s that did it with a monkey.
There was that was like a Faces of Death clip I remember from a long time ago. The fucking Italian surgeon Sergio Canavero is predicted to do a 36-hour operation.
36 hours.
And it's going to require a 4-month coma-induced convalescence. What did you want to say about this? Has been done before with monkeys, I guess, huh? What did you find out about that?
Here, let me.
Ms. Nax.
It's never. I believe it hasn't been done truly successfully, and also it was so long ago. The technology has evolved a great deal.
Okay. Well, this guy, his name was Robert J. White.
He sounds lovely.
Robert.
Oh yeah, very professional.
Dr. Robert J. White.
Mm-hmm. So in 1970, after a long series of preliminary experiments, White performed a transplant of one monkey head onto the body of another monkey because the surgery included severing the spine. So yeah, they did it, and I'm wondering. I forget. It lived for like a week. It's not saying.
Yeah, I remember hearing about
9
this.
Days.
Yeah, and
it ultimately died after 9 days.
All right, here's the fucking interesting thing about this: the guy that they're gonna do this with now, he's got what is it called? Verdnig Hoffman, whatever.
Yeah.
Some fucking horrible degenerative tissue disease or something.
Degenerative muscle
yeah.
disease.
Oh god. Just the pictures of the fucking dude. What's his name? Valery Spiridonov.
Spiridonov?
Yeah. Body's all fucked up. He looks like shit. He's really kind of a mess. And I can see why he'd go, well, you know what? It's only getting worse from here. I'm gonna die. He's confronted it maybe enough to where he can just go, hey, fuck it. This is my chance. Because the idea here is that he gets his healthy head onto a healthy body.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a fucked up body, but a fine brain.
His head is just fine.
Brain's doing fine.
Yeah.
The fucked up thing about this, where does it say this in this article? I remember that somewhere in this article it says that they could be dealing with an unpredictable level of insanity because they can't predict if this works. If they fucking get the head onto the dude and it really works, they can't predict what will happen when the chemicals and all the things that can happen in a human body that the head wasn't made for. You know, if
and it was never exposed to before.
And it wasn't exposed to it. They don't know if that could. I forget how they put it. Let me find how they put it.
It could result in a hitherto never experienced level and quality of insanity.
Yeah, that gives you an idea. I love the way they put that. The quality of insanity.
Quality. I know. Yeah, that freaked me out too.
That kind of puts it in perspective where you're like, you know, you would tend to think, hey, maybe we're there. Maybe we got it. Maybe we know enough about biology and science to put this kind of fucking thing together. Like, this wouldn't be that big of a deal. It's been proposed in cartoons and sci-fi for long enough. Maybe we got it figured out. But then you think about that, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, you mentioned like cartoons. I was thinking of Aqua Teen Hunger Force when one character gets a head transplant. And the body rejects his head.
Oh,
so
right.
he
Yeah.
mentally tries to pull his own fucking head off and shit.
Yeah.
You know? And like, is that gonna be possible? Like, oh my god, this body is too much for me. Oh my god, I'm taking off my own fucking head. Insanity. You know? Holy shit balls.
Here's the really terrifying thing about it, though. Okay, so he'll have the transplant done, and then he'll be in a medically induced coma for months and months and months while his body starts to heal itself and reconnect and everything. And then when he wakes up, he won't be able to he'll be paralyzed until he goes through tons of physical therapy. Yeah. So even if his body wants to reject his head, there's no physical way for him to. Yeah.
Dr. Hunt. Some shit. President Bottiger, president-elect of the American Association for Neurological Surgeons, told CNN, "I would not wish this on anyone. I would not allow anyone to do it to me, as there are a lot of things worse than death."
terrifying.
They're
gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the guy he says he's aware of the risks. The patient that's going to do it, he says, he's like, I totally get it. I might go completely. He gets it. He's like, it's not only dying. I understand. He's like, but what I've got ahead of me is most assuredly worse than dying.
Yeah.
So,
but dude, that's really dope too, because that allows them to try to pinpoint and perfect it.
Right.
You know, that's fucking dope, and that's kudos on that fucking guy for willing to go through something like that.
Because let's be honest, it's gonna be fucking horrific. I don't see it being a success the first time around.
Oh yeah, think of the pressure.
I mean, it's gonna be fucking.
You're cutting the guy's fucking head off.
Yeah, not even that, but like they're
coming
like they
back
said
from it, and just
there's so much to the human mind. Imagine getting all of a sudden your neurological capabilities and perception all of a sudden being like combined with someone else's like hormonal processes and endocrine system.
Well, people who
how does that work?
People who get organ transplants and stuff like that, like they'll claim to crave like things that like they never liked chocolate or something like that, but they get a kidney from somebody.
Sure.
And then
now they want chocolate.
And now they want chocolate, and it's like it's like on a molecular level that
there's
like
DNA in there.
And
then the blood starts flowing back and forth. I don't know, man. You don't even have to be a doctor to start figuring this out. Like,
what kind of doctor is doing this? What's his profession?
A bad one.
No, well, I mean, what's his straight up like? Where does he shine?
Irresponsible boob.
I mean, if you get a good neurologist in on it, and you can put somebody in a coma long enough to, fuck with parts of their brain and kind of get their brain used to these sort of things without actually waking up that person, kind of let them have the nightmare rather than it happen in reality, and fuck with these things with the person's brain, cut their scalp off and diodes everywhere, manipulate shit, and kind of simulate a reality to get you used to this kind of stuff. If you could have a good fucking neurologist there, the potential is there.
This guy is a neurologist.
He is?
Yeah.
So he may know that, okay, while he's in a coma, he needs to be doing things with this guy's brain, at least to get him up to speed on hormones and everything like that. You know?
That makes sense. They have, the whole thing is incredibly complicated. The way they, solve the obviously unsolvable problem of fusing a spinal cord is this guy says when a spinal cord gets crushed, it's unfixable because it's like mangled and nothing is clean and you can't reattach it. But if you could cut it cleanly, it could be reattached to the spinal cord. A lot of people don't know this, but the spinal cord itself is surrounded by like a network of nanoneurons, which are basically little teeny tiny spinal cords that encase the main spinal cord. So they figured out a way to synthesize the little, the protective shell to allow the actual spinal cord to grow back together should it be cut cleanly enough and with enough time and the proper electrical stimulation. That's what they use. They put electrodes on it and stimulate growth. So that's the idea. It's never really been attempted before, but he claims to have a knife so impossibly sharp that it could cut your spinal cord cleanly enough to be
And if he heats that
reattached.
bitch up, if he heats it up, would that have an effect? If he heats the knife, would that cut it clean, or would that just cauterize everything?
No, that would probably make it more difficult to reattach things. I think you would want it to be clean and open.
There's no knife if shit is that small. There's no knife to really cut through that cleanly.
Well, apparently there is now.
No way. That guy's gonna fuck up.
Do you think?
Fuck
you
yeah.
have no faith in this surgery.
No, I don't.
I don't think...
there's a water that cuts metal. Maybe he should think about something like that.
Like a high pressure, like...
No,
water.
The water is the water is so pure that it consumes the metal and cuts through it clean.
But after it takes time, right? It goes and goes. No, see, that's the opposite because that's using something really dull to cut something really hard. You need something really sharp. I don't think water would work in a surgical procedure.
No, but
in
I'm
that
saying
way.
he needs to move away from a blade, something that you may have to pull back and forth. You know what I'm
maybe
saying?
it's more like what if it's a laser?
Yeah, something like that. But that would you get into cauterizing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't want to though because you need it to be open.
I'm
So
not a scientist.
It would just have to be.
I don't know.
Like one of those nanoparticle blades that they have that get so.
Do they have
slim.
those?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Now.
They need
No,
to.
you know
They
what?
need to take these kind of steps before they get into something like that.
He is kind of vague about his technology, though, and
Why
I don't
aren't
know.
they consulting Nate about surgical innovations?
Didn't they call you?
Yeah, they should.
No, he
I
is.
have no.
Like in interviews I've read and in this video, he is kind of like weirdly vague and like almost seems kind of protective of his information, where he explains it to the point of understanding it, but doesn't explain it to the point of knowing how it works.
Surgeons are tricky.
Yeah, they're crafty that way.
Yeah.
So, yep, new quality of his insanity could soon be achieved.
A pack of liars and rats, every one of them.
It's still a great endeavor, I think. It's a great endeavor, and carry on, man. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But so we have UFOs.
There you go.
You want to talk about UFOs?
What?
They're everywhere.
What?
What?
We got a cool fucking video. I think all we got in the UFO bin is one little thing tonight, right?
Well, we have two. Well, one is more of a space story,
More of a
but
space thing.
yeah.
We got this video in Indiana. What did you find out about this thing? Because all we could find out was it got reported on Spanish TV.
Yeah, we have here. I've got the clip with.
By the way, can we just call it Mexican TV? I mean,
Yeah.
we're in the United States. Who the fuck is watching this? They always call it, it's Spanish television. What? There's no Spanish people here. Like, fucking, there's this Mexican TV.
Yeah, they're Mexicans. It's Mexican TV. I have the subtitles here for this video. So,
Do you want to read it?
Yeah.
You got the subtitles. Do you want to play it from your thing? We can play it from your thing. Here, kick it back to the beginning,
All right.
please.
Kicking it back.
Go ahead.
All right. March 2 young traveling aboard his car. All right.
Yeah, go ahead. Keep
Commercial back in Indiana when they sang with his cell phone these images. 1G had a reception and he had hand identified at a very low altitude and he was caught with a cell. The image is extraordinary. Here is the put to it and hear the excitement of these young information presented him with Mario Corral.
All right, stop.
All right.
Stop for a second. That was the.
I forgot that I was controlling this.
Holy fuck!
That was the translation from the Mexican TV report of this. But
Yeah.
this video is fucking cool. I have not seen this on American TV.
So it's people in a car captured this on their cell phone is basically what
Did you
he
look
said.
into this a little bit?
It hasn't been reported by any American outlets.
This is it. This video looks pretty fucking crazy. I guess we
Yeah.
can't really for sure say real, fake, or
This
whatever
guy
on
is
it. But
part of some already
can you put
debunked
that
shit though? I recognize this guy.
full screen that?
Is it?
You got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Here, I'll find the other story of his that's debunked.
Information presented him. Here we go.
Holy shit.
What do we
That looks pretty
What
crazy.
do we do?
I mean,
That looks like a plane too, kind of. I mean, I can barely tell, like in the video.
Yeah, but it does seem to be kind of zipping right along. You
yeah,
know,
I mean, it looks pretty
plane
weird
doesn't-
if it's
No,
a,
I
if
mean,
it's a
we need
real
to see
video.
more.
What
Yeah.
do you keep going?
Ellas están sorprendidas ante un contacto.
Oh, that's
They're
it. It's just a
surprised
clip.
with the contact first team with sighting other.
There you go.
On your screen, the material caught with a cell phone camera. An unexpected event, but couple of girls on a day that seemed normal. This report was conducted with data from contributor third.
Mhm.
Santiago Millennium History.
All right, well, that's what we got on that. That was the translation that's on the fucking video. That's
Thank
retarded.
you.
Is that the YouTube translator?
Yeah.
Great job on your fucking
Way to go, YouTube.
Translator closed captions.
Thank
you suck.
you.
Oh, look at! I found it right away.
What
The
is
the guy who was speaking,
The reporter in that
yeah,
video?
the Mexican reporter. He's the guy who found this thing. Have you ever seen this story?
Oh, this is this is like a Mexican alien supposedly.
But it's like some kind of like spider, like not spider monkey,
remember
but some
this
little
was-
monkey or
this was
something.
this
They
was-
debunked it.
Yeah, this was going around for a long time as like the mummy of a Mexican alien or
Yeah,
whatever.
but I'm like-
not a Mexican alien in terms of the guys that wash dishes where you work. I'm talking about like an extraterrestrial, ladies and gentlemen.
Extraterrestrial.
But
Allegedly having been discovered down in Mexico. Extraterrestrial mummy.
Well,
well,
I
can we
shared
be like
this,
the real news and I'll talk like that too? Well, I don't know, Steve. Like, do you need two?
Allegedly.
I shared the video with our listeners
no,
of
but
this
it's that guy.
low-flying UFO. It's I don't know. It kind of looks like a UFO. I don't think a plane would really look like that. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know. Did you search for that video and then the word debunked?
Yes.
And I didn't come up with anything?
No, but it's
pretty new.
Yeah, it's pretty new.
Things
so.
are so easily
We'll see.
fake these days.
We'll
You
see
have
what
to
we
be
can find out.
skeptical.
You guys can check that out. Low flying UFO over Indiana. Pretty new. Pretty fucking, pretty fresh.
Pretty UFO-y.
Pretty fresh. And unable to tell, really. I don't know. It's a cool fucking video. If that doesn't get debunked, that'll be one of the.
That'll be a good one. Yeah,
that'll be one of the good ones out there.
Whatever happened
favorites.
to Project Bluebeam? Are they
Blue
doing
Book.
that
Blue
yet?
Book.
Blue Book.
Is it Blue Book?
Well, that was
Yeah.
the original way back in the 40s, I think. It started Blue Book in like 47 or whatever.
Yeah, we
Are they?
we
It was
covered
mostly
that. They
disinformation,
quite a bunch of
wasn't it?
No, it started out as I think the Air Force was investigating, trying to determine whether or not whether or not the UFO phenomenon was any kind of threat. Because I think there was some people. I think there's always been a shitload of misdirection going on, and I think some people in the government legitimately thought, "Hey, this could be foreign technology.
Mm-hmm.
This could be something or whatever, or it could be, extraterrestrial, and we need to figure out if they are friendly or not or whatever,
Right.
But Project Blue Book disbanded in when, Andrea? Do you have it?
I don't have it up right now.
Okay. The whenever it's supposedly disbanded, and then was just kind of reformed as other clandestine. I mean, they never
Private.
stopped. Yeah, of course, it's like, they're not going to stop. investigating.
1969.
Yeah, 69. Okay, and then
That's when it stopped.
and then I think
Yes.
I think Blue Beam might have been another secret
That's
name
the
for it
hologram
after,
shit,
or
right?
was it? I don't know. Then there
It
was
does sound
all
familiar.
kinds of other fucking names afterwards.
Blue everything.
Yeah, Blue Beam Project is something by NASA, but it's apparently a hoax. UFOs. So we have other space news too. We apparently, did you guys know that there were allegedly secret Apollo missions to the moon?
I heard a little bit about it. Yeah.
I have never heard of this
This has
before.
been going around a lot about the
Yeah.
alien girl.
Like this story's been around for obviously a long time, but like I don't know. I just know there's pictures of structures and pictures of an alien.
Wait, can you go back up to that picture? Let me see.
Yeah.
That's the alien girl?
Yeah, allegedly. So what the story is that NASA completed 17 Apollo missions, but they had 3 more planned, which after...
Yeah, but supposedly on one of the last ones, they saw all kinds of shit that they said, oh, holy fuck, there has been civilizations up here.
Yeah, so...
That's the prevailing story, is like Apollo 14. They saw all kinds of fucking shit.
Yeah, they saw some stuff that they thought would be worthy of keeping from the public and kind of letting their interest dwindle in the space program. And the idea is that they secretly completed the 3 planned missions that never happened. And the Apollo 20 mission.
So they had planned through 20, and then they officially
only went up to 17.
Only went up to 17.
Yes.
And who's the guy that broke silence on this is named what? William Rutledge.
William Rutledge. So yeah, he has a YouTube channel that I'm going to share with our listeners where he allegedly posted these videos that he says came from the moon and came from within Apollo 20, and the images are weird. They're interesting. I'm not sure if I'm sold, but the idea is very interesting. Have you taken a look at these pictures? Has anybody had a chance to look at these?
I saw them a long time ago.
The ones of the alleged Apollo 20 mission, where they have like the pictures of remember that composite image of it's like a landscape.
I mean, I've seen a lot of this stuff before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them it's like highlighted like blue, where they show like straight lines and like structures.
Yeah, I
and
mean, I had books
stuff
about
like
this,
that.
books about this stuff as a kid, even.
Yeah, but
it's nothing new.
It's I don't know. It's interesting, and they allege to have recovered an alien girl as well.
I think there's an actual video of that. I think that's just a screenshot. Isn't there a video?
There's a lot going on with the moon. There's a lot of bullshit going on with the fucking moon. The moon is a strange fucking thing.
It's a very strange
Well, I know
thing.
you're a hollow Earth person. Are you a hollow moon person as well?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some. Here's the thing. I have a problem where, like, if I watch a well-made documentary, then for the next few months, I'm that kind of person. You know what I mean? So it's hard, man. I think
now they're talking about lava tubes on the moon, and like that being like a place where like it's a more habitable temperature and protection from radiation, just like from being so many feet underneath like the lunar surface, and they can.
I thought we had to get through
They
radiation.
can pull
to even
water
get
out
to
of the
the-
rocks
get
and
to the
shit.
moon.
Like I think that we have a lot more involvement there than we're letting on to the public.
Do you think there could be resources that are already being fucking hoarded? You know what I mean? Is there shit going on the
Possible,
moon
man.
where like
It's
major,
very well possible.
or even just like
They're talking about
land
helium-3.
development? Fucking maybe there's I don't know. There
This
could
was
be.
a thought I had because there's a lot of money that goes unaccounted for from the Pentagon and the government in general.
Mhm.
And
You don't say.
I'd be much more pissed if it was going for them to do this type of shit in secret than them buying golden toilets. I'd rather them buy golden toilets than doing this kind of shit.
Rather they were
'Cause
just.
if there's
I'd rather they were
information-
just completely over the top decadent fools.
Yeah.
That would
You
be
know-
more. That would be easier to deal with than the fact that
You're
they're
hiding information
they're
from me and doing really cool shit without me.
They-
You
Yeah.
punk fucking bitch.
They basically.
Yeah, I
have-
just
they
want to know.
basically-
I think it's amazing.
They basically have a secret tree for it. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
You. You find out your friends have a secret fort? Oh.
That's what it is.
That
oh,
is
shit.
Yeah, like The Simpsons. No Homers. We already have one. You know,
Things
like
are
fuck
changed.
you.
Yeah, I mean, things have changed now.
Yeah.
I know what
I'd
you
be
mean, but
much
it
more
is
pissed.
it is easier to deal with the fact that like, okay, power just corrupts and makes people completely silly and stupid to the rest of us who work for a living and view life in a healthy way. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, absolutely.
If there's an off-Earth purpose, now I am kind of
Yeah, because I've been cut out on that purpose. I'm not cool enough for y'all. What? I can't get in that treehouse, you motherfucker. You know?
Yeah.
Treehouse that you built with wood from my yard.
That's right. You
son of a bitch.
I'm telling my grandpa.
That is the truth of it too.
Are you guys
that's like they
familiar with
came.
this?
That's like they came over to your house, cut down your tree
Yeah.
at gunpoint, and then put
Built
it back
a
up
fucking
over at
treehouse.
their house, and then you
But a
find
big
out
enough
later
fence to where you couldn't see it.
they're partying
Them
up there.
pricks,
Yeah.
man.
And then no, there's no what treehouse? No.
And then I'm gonna
buddy.
build it like a giant dick, like a rocket dick. Just like a
Fuck
big middle
you.
finger.
Oh, that's the only way to do it.
So there is some evidence that this is a hoax, though.
Well, yeah, of course there is.
Of course,
Sounds crazy.
a couple of people have tried to say they were behind it. I think. I don't know. It's all pretty murky. There's a French video artist called Thierry Speth, who apparently
Sounds fucking
he
French.
admitted to perpetrating
Yeah.
the con in 2007. I mean, this is all just internet bullshit
Yeah.
from the beginning and then everything after. It's kind of what you make of it, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, this stuff has been around for many, many years. I swear to God, I had a book when I was fucking 12 that talked about all this secret moon stuff and the secret Apollo missions, and I had all these pictures of pyramids on the moon and stuff. I mean, I've had this stuff since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Me too. We both were talking one day about how, like, I thought it was insane that, like, I was like, yeah, man, when I was a little kid, I read Communion, and it gave me
I was just talking about that the
nightmares.
other day. Here's what happened to me. I read Communion and Amityville Horror when I was like 9.
Yeah, me too.
And it was
not
fucking
Amityville
horrible.
Horror, but
Communion was scary as a motherfucker. The transcripts of the hypnotisms in the book Communion. Have you guys ever read it?
I've relived that like in like
Dude,
nightmares.
I was reading Goosebumps. I don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about.
Yeah, this is Willie Stryber wrote a book about his entire life of abduction and the abduction of his family by aliens, and you know it's supposed to be nonfiction, and they have transcripts from their hypnotist hypnotist sessions, and it's just fucking eerie, weird shit to read, and then I think I've heard the tapes. I think the tapes are out there somewhere.
No, don't touch my butt.
Yeah, it's strange, dude. It's there's like and especially the kids' testimony about like being frozen and like lifted up and taken away to a ship and stuff. You're like, oh my god, holy fuck. There's elements to it that
the book cover like still like it's in like
Oh, Jesus Christ, I remember this.
it's in my brain.
But the cover of the book is so scary. I had to hide it in my closet.
Oh yeah. No,
I remember
it's
it. I never read
forever
it, and it's
ingrained in my
scary.
brain.
I remember hiding the book at the bottom of everything in my fucking closet, just piling shit on top of it. Like, all right, I don't want to get rid of it. I like it, but it's fucking terrifying.
Get it away.
And it might get loose if I don't
Yeah.
weigh it down. And that's how scary that book was. I swear to God, that book was completely terrifying. Especially maybe as a kid, especially, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think even as an adult, like if you were to reread it, equally as terrifying, probably.
I would like to read it now. I would absolutely like to read it now.
The Amityville Horror was really bad too. I read that right around the same time.
I never read that one.
As a kid, it was fucking horrifying. I mean, it
I
had all
remember this phase of yours.
Yeah, that's kind of, you know.
You were very on edge for a while.
Was I?
Yeah, you also read, I believe, The Omen right around the same time, too. Yeah.
That's how I kind of started down this road.
Yeah, I recall. Yeah.
An antisocial fucking weirdo that just
Really
focuses
terrifying
on
books.
paranormal and, you know, anything else that can isolate me from society.
It was time.
I remember I bought...
Isn't Outer Space Rope Band, too?
I bought Communion. And Amityville Horror, the books, for 15 cents each at a garage sale.
You were ripped off.
They were 15-cent books. That's how long ago this was. That's what people sold a book for then.
Ripped off.
It was 15 cents. I bought each one, and the lady at the garage sale goes, do your parents like let you read stuff like this? And I was like, yeah, whatever. Come on, they're not even gonna fucking know about it. Just, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
Here's
it's fine.
Here's 30 cents. You fucking whore. Give me my books. Speaking of my parents, my dad's on the phone. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Why, hello.
Hello, father.
Hello, offspring.
What can we do for you? We're radio hosts now. We're all
are
grown.
you?
We're all grown up, and you can't control us any longer.
Take that, Dad.
Look at you, the big fancy radio host.
What can we do for you this evening?
Oh, not much. I was just calling in to, you know, to bring your radio show to its knees.
Perfect. Are you at least listening?
Holy fucking Christ! What do you want, Dad?
Well, nothing. I was wondering. What books did you buy at that garage sale for 15 cents?
What are we gonna do with this guy? Look,
Communion.
Andrew, it's up to you. What should we do?
I want to know the scariest book that he's ever read.
All right, what's the scariest book you've ever read, Dad?
It was that book by Tom Tryon. What was it? Shit.
Wow, this couldn't be going any worse.
Is it The Cardinal?
Well, no, you know what? Some of those Stephen King's books were Stephen King books were kind of scary.
The Cardinal?
Like,
Shit. Stephen King, are you serious?
Well, did you ever read what was that one?
Because he sucks. That's why.
About the end of civilization.
I thought you were gonna say the N word.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with Stephen King's whole library.
No, the one that shit, I can't remember.
Is it the Cardinal?
Wait, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me
That's
just
the first thing I saw too.
let me just try something here. I got an idea with this color. There we go. All right.
Yes.
Where were we?
Scary books. Bought them at a garage sale.
Yeah, fuck that.
Well, I don't know that I've ever read a book that scared me so badly I needed to bury it in my closet.
I had
though.
to fucking hide it.
Yeah, I've read.
I really did.
I've read books that made me sob hysterically, which until it happened, I didn't think would be possible as a result of a book. But I've never truly been scared of a book, which is why I would like to read some of these, like Communion, if it was that
Dude, get a
iconically
copy.
scary.
Yeah,
Get
it
a-
was really
get a
scary.
copy.
Get a copy. I'll
Get a
get a
copy.
copy on the internet.
8 things you wouldn't think are spying on you, but are.
Oh yeah. I think everything's spying on me.
A little list.
So,
We got a little list.
Number 1, the Jews. Number 2,
Fucking Jews.
the Jews.
more Jews. All right. Well, we got 8 things that you wouldn't think are spying on you. Did you guys know that there are often cameras in the eyes of mannequins in department stores?
Is that true?
Yeah, and a lot of people.
Is that true?
A lot of people weirdly don't view that as like a bizarre invasion of privacy. But if that
Well,
wasn't,
it's not though because it's a private company. I mean,
Is it to catch sexual deviance?
I can set up it's really no. I mean, you don't have any expectation of privacy going into someone else's business.
yeah,
So-
they are equipped with facial recognition software, and they track customers' demographics, what they
Now, I
purchase,
don't-
and how long it takes consumers to buy certain items. So
This is-
they're a little more than just cameras.
Well, but that's
That's
where
dope,
That's
man.
where it's cool if we use it responsibly. But
Yeah.
like then it gets into like who are they giving the information to? How are they how are they tracking and identifying faces and for what purpose? Oh, excuse me. Does it come out like we saw this online many years ago? Hey, they're just tracking your search history so they can offer you better advertising and cater to your experience
Probably
better.
true at the
And then we
beginning.
find out later, no, they're selling it to anyone and everyone, not to mention giving it to the NSA for
Well,
free. So I mean, we've seen this already play out. This is the way that this
Right.
fucking shit happens. It comes in through advertising and shopping and the things we all like. Stuff. Let's get stuff.
Stuff is dope.
Who cares if mannequins are watching us and reading our faces with their Terminator brains? We don't care.
You ever read?
I need
Philip
Sonoma
K. Dick
jeans.
books?
As long as they know that, when I'm
Wait,
in
what
a
did
hot
you-
tub,
Sorry, what?
and I like the jet being pushed onto my nutsack, as long as they know that, I'm cool with everything. Just
Totally.
know that I want a hot tub with jets hitting my ball sack. Just know that people selling me stuff and cheaping your prices on.
Who wouldn't love that? Well, that's kind of related to what I said. Philip K. Dick, but like not like a penis, but like that's an author that I don't know. I had the thing that I wanted to say, and I didn't know how to follow
I
that.
fucked that up for you. I'm sorry, dog.
I mean, there wasn't
My
really much
bad.
that I could do
My
there. There was no smooth
happening
segue into
here?
that one.
All right. So Philip K. Dick, what about him?
No, just like everything that you're talking about, like just like all these cameras and like facial recognition, you know what I mean, stuff, and just like everything, the NSA and like Big Brother watching like everything that you do. Like I don't know if you've ever read his books, but like there's that underlying paranoia in all of it of just you know, kind of calling a lot of these things like out like before that they were as prevalent as they are now with like, you know, there's cameras in the city that watch your speed and there's cameras in the city that are just watching what you do and you know what I mean? now I'm hearing, I never heard about like mannequins that like, or like,
I
who knows
always
what
suspected there were cameras in them motherfuckers though.
Yeah,
They
just
just
because
look
it would
like
be
it.
easy. Yeah. Well, if that doesn't concern you, then maybe you'll think of this the next time you go into a department store. They are not only watching you through a mannequin's eyes, they are tracking your information via your cell phone. When your cell phone connects to a Wi-Fi in like a large department store, they are mining data
That
from
explains
your
a lot.
phone, and they can track your shopping habits and supposedly give you improved services based
that's
on your
creepy,
shopping
though.
habits.
I personally
really
think that's really creepy.
Your phone does that already though. I was driving in my car
And I didn't want a
listening-
smartphone for years. Like, I was creeped out by it. Like, I have one now, and like I like being able to Google things, but it's like at the same time, it's like that's fucking creepy. Like, I don't like that. Like,
I dig it and I don't, man. Give me my space when I need it, but if you're gonna sell me something and I didn't know about it and I want it, that's cool.
I just like the access to information. Like, that's what's cool about it. Like, other than that, it's like it's just scary. You know what I mean?
Like I say, I was sitting in. They do that without going to a store, though. I was sitting in my car. I had a phone. It was a specific phone called Move Music from Cricket.
Yeah, I had that thing.
Yeah, and you can get free music like a motherfucker
Yeah, yeah.
with that thing. So I'm sitting in my car, and I was listening to Tech 9, and then on my phone it sends me a text message as I'm listening to Tech 9 on to download Tech 9's new album.
Creepy.
Fuck yeah. But I was like, you know what? That's kind of cool because if there's an artist
But
that
see,
I listen
that's
to that I'm not
how-
keeping up on.
That's how they get you. Do you really need that?
There was a big
Do I
thing
need
about
that?
Jay-Z
Fuck no.
with
There's a
that.
lot of
His
shit I
last
don't
album,
need.
he did that shit.
But is it worth the risk?
Like on the
that
largest level.
Is it
why
worth
I
the
say-
risk that they'll use that capability for nefarious purposes? It's not.
Well, this is why
It's
I
not
say
worth
you
it.
can't sell or give away my information. There needs to be a law that says you can't sell or give away my information to another
Matter.
entity.
They won't respect that law.
No, it doesn't matter. They'll do it anyway.
You like
Just like
Charmin
we're-
toilet paper.
how many
They
laws-
also
yeah,
like
but here's the
Jay-Z's
thing,
new
dude,
record.
and this is what
do
I
we
was
want?
saying earlier about checks and balances. So, okay, let's say they don't respect that law, but then they are able to take me in front of the court, and then they're like, "We have this information. How did you obtain that information? How are you, And if they don't meet the fucking requirements, they don't have a case. You know what I'm saying? So it comes down to the law. That's it. So they can go ahead and do this kind of shit. That's why we need to change the laws in the favor for us now.
I get it. I just don't see that happening.
No, because none of us vote. None of us
I
care.
don't.
We don't give a shit.
Not even that. Not
Fuck
that I don't
that.
see that happen. I just don't see that. How do you let that dictate how you act day to day right now?
The internet's an open sore with nano digital wires to the matrix that let everybody know everything. Like, you're fucked. Like,
No,
if you're on the web, like, they're watching you. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, we just like, I don't know how we fight that. You can't.
No, we can't. They're just going to keep taking our data as long as your information is moving through your cell phone. It doesn't belong to you,
Yeah.
and that's a true thing. So as long as you're using it, you
Yeah,
can't.
if you
and here's
choose
the other
to
thing.
use that, you're
But that's
succumbing to that.
dude. That's the thing. I mean, look at where we're getting to now. Well, a lot of this is a lot of hysteria. Now, I think Nate will probably agree with me. Nate feels this way. A lot of hysteria over the way that technology is being co-opted by government. We're gonna move past it at some point because, like, now think about 10, 20 years ago. For a lot of like electronics, you only had a few choices. Somebody was making them. Now, for a lot of things that have been out for a while, now you can go to any number of very small fucking manufacturers and boutique shops and anything you want to get stuff built how you want it. That's going to happen with every kind of technology.
Mhm.
So, like, as we go along, you're going to have more options, and we're going to work it out, assuming we don't have a fucking boots on the ground takeover by fucking,
That's why we need to
force.
start
But I
worrying
mean,
about the laws now because that is a potential.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
them movies. If
But I'm just
you
saying,
watched,
we're
if you
working
watched
we're
movies in
working
the
our way
80s,
out
you
of-
should know.
We're working
Boots
our way
on
out
the
of it.
ground or boots on your head?
Yes.
Vote Vermin.
Vermin Supreme.
Oh, fucking A, man.
Max,
I'm
our old
sold.
producer.
All right.
Solid line, but so you know, the whole thing about it is we're gonna find new ways through all this technology eventually. Is they're not gonna, they're gonna always control the new stuff because in the end, government and large corporations are so closely tied together that they roll stuff out to the consumers when it's convenient.
Right.
Look at the way that energy sources are milked for everything they're worth, and the new technology is bought up and held back until they're done milking the last thing, and then they'll move into it. I mean, we're looking at that with everything: communication, entertainment, everything. They're rolling stuff out to us as we're ready to buy it. So that's,
the head transplant thing. We went back to the 70s and like now it's news today. It's like they've been you know what I mean? Like it's been there before we know about it with all technology.
Right.
Yeah, it's all been coming.
Yeah.
We're the last to know.
Who knows what's at? Yeah.
Yeah, and here's the other thing is technology develops at an exponential rate. So the quicker it develops, the quicker it develops. But people can't evolve at the same rate. So if they're developing technology at the rate that it should be able to be developed, they're exponentially holding things back from us while we adjust, while we take our steps to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing.
So we evolve in a more harsh way because we have to, because we're exposed to like dramatic how like for our generation, how different is stuff like just from like when we grew up. Like think about like 100 years, like it's like that exponential rate of like then to now. It's insane.
Right, but there's it's called the singularity, and it's the point at which technology continues to develop so quickly that humanity can no longer keep up with it, and that's what
Skynet.
It's Skynet. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Well, there's also, along with singularities, kind of like Borg. People are expecting it to have that sort of outcome.
What do you mean Borg?
That's Star Trek,
singularity, like everybody is on a single conscious. Everything is connected to a single source through
I've never
technology.
Heard that term before.
What?
Borg?
Yeah, the Borg.
That's a Star Trek term.
Well, but
but that's
it's
basically
also, that's like a strong theme in like underground art is like to fight the Borg takeover. It's like you see that in a lot of like DIY movements.
I
and
hate
stuff.
singularity. I think that shit is fucked up. If you're trying to accumulate us to some sort of thing like that, well, guess what? My monkey ass ain't gonna have it eventually.
Yeah.
I'll catch on. And I ain't gonna have it. I'll
That's
throw
why
poop
like
at you.
this stuff like Ray Kurzweil and shit like that is like interesting, but eventually you gotta realize it's just so anti-human. There should be a certain level of freedom and I believe.
Do you have faith in the consumer to not buy into it if it comes and it starts peeking?
But a lot of people,
he wanted to like rebuild his dad,
but he also believes like believed that we're going to get to a point where like individualism is not a thing anymore. That's a primitive quality, and we're going to move closer and closer to a hive mind. And in certain ways, I think in certain ways, I think there's some merit to that, and we already are able to communicate across the globe so fucking fast, and we are becoming closer to something that sort of thinks as one.
That will be that. Then will straight up be Star Trek.
But
everybody on the Voyager is like on the far right, and then all the Borg are on the far left, all like the socialist and whatnot, and then individuals there'll still be captains, and you know what I'm saying.
And I think,
and we will be Star Trek at that point.
I think that there's just what people like that. What like people like Kurzweil don't think about is there's going to enter into the conversation as we are evolving and as we're becoming more and more capable of collective thought. We're still going to have the intellectual capability of preserving the chaos and freedom that makes us like special as a species, So
I don't want to be an ant.
Right, exactly. And
I don't want to worry about something else's chemicals and just follow that fucking trail,
Exactly. And there's a part of most people that identifies with that notion of like, no, we shouldn't assimilate. There's something beautiful.
You think most people honestly think that way, or you?
I think when it's put in front of them like this, I think they would. Yeah,
Look at like the
I don't
fucking
think so.
Keeping up with the
seems-
Kardashians. People are comfortable in a fucking brain nulling high. Like some people are, some people aren't. You know?
Yeah, man. That's why I do think there will be branches eventually. If there's gonna be like, okay, that's a lot of people are talking that singularity is the next evolution, the next step. Are we gonna fucking branch off as species at that point? Like, all right, them motherfuckers, they've hooked themselves in and they're a part of a machine now.
Yeah, they become cyborgs.
Right.
And we stay human.
And we're human.
Yeah.
Fuck you, bitch. Enterprise.
That's basically my instinct is to say yeah.
Enterprise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, bitch.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I'm right with you on that completely. I don't think there's anything good about completely homogenizing the human experience.
I don't think it's bad. I mean, if people want to do that, by all means, fucking do it, motherfucker. I'm sure you'll survive. There's, the dumbest motherfuckers can survive.
Is it maybe just that we're too primitive to imagine a world with all this without all this fucking diversity that makes things interesting? Is there a point that people have been around so long that they go, okay, we've solved everything that ever has made anyone ever different, and now we're, you know what I mean?
I don't think we'd ever reach
The
that
answer
point.
is no.
I think along with time, there will be more differences and new differences.
And fun differences.
Yeah, and fun, dude. I mean, life's pretty fun right now. Fuck, I'm living it. I'm still here. I haven't killed myself,
Oh, yeah, not yet.
Yeah, that's fun.
Not yet.
Nothing like not killing yourself to have a little fun.
That's fucking right.
Nothing like living a little bit longer.
Yeah.
To really put some spring back in your step.
No kidding.
It's a lot different than that not living.
That'll cure what ails ya.
Whenever I'm feeling a little bit down, I just fucking keep on living a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Fixes me right up.
Let's have a little bit of life.
Oh, that's a needle on the side of a record.
I was wondering what that was.
Now we got something
It was
going
like
on
a
here.
Horror movie.
Let's take another quick break, and then we'll be back to close out the show.
Back to close it out.
This is my old pals, Esquilito. Nate, we're going to play... what do you got for us? Strange Opposition, or is it...
No, it's some solo stuff along with somebody else who's completely unknown.
Solo stuff. Do you have a name for it?
No, I don't actually.
No?
It's just there, man.
All right, so Nate, formerly, you can look him up as Strange Opposition or Separation Anxiety, two groups he's been with. Very talented artist sitting in with us tonight. And at the end of the show, I'm gonna play your song as we go out of the show.
Sounds cool.
And then I'll be able to leave it on the YouTube video.
Cool. Yeah.
So people will hear that.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
So check that out at the end of the show, and we will be back after we regroup. Just a couple of minutes. All right, we're back, and we're talking about things that spy on you, but you don't know that they're gonna spy on you.
You don't know.
You can't
about the
believe it.
spying. You'd never believe that Lady Liberty herself is a surveillance machine.
Can we run
Is it
through these?
transgender?
Are you in a position to run through
Questionable
these
queer.
pretty quickly?
I
You know
think
that?
I
In French, too.
think I could figure out a way to run through this.
Look at if you took it upon yourself to run us through these.
I guess all right, so the Statue of Liberty has been equipped with face recognition software since 2002, and it has evolved, and so has the amount of money infused into the surveillance industry. They track millions of New Yorkers' faces in real time, pinpointing race, gender, ethnicity, age, and even client behavior. Yowza. That's at the Statue of Liberty.
All right. Well, that
Really
doesn't-
looking down on immigrants.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Not everybody.
I don't believe it's accurate.
What?
It can tell you how a person acts and shit. You know what I mean? With
No machine could possibly understand the human essence.
What, like it could understand emotion?
Well, you like corn puffs, and you, and you like Jay-Z.
does it
No,
like
it's
pull up a
probably-
dossier on you or some shit? Like
You
what the
use
fuck?
Charmin toilet paper.
It's probably programmed to recognize certain body language.
Oh,
You know, someone who's it's programmed to know suspicious.
I bet that's not accurate either.
No, I'll bet it's not accurate at all, but hey, they have the information now. All right, so next on the list is vending machines.
What are they doing?
They are owned. They have cameras which are owned and installed by the vending machine companies themselves.
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
And what's the deal?
They say it's a crime deterrent.
It probably is, because you know how many times I've broken a vending machine. Like, have you guys ever done that? Like,
yeah.
When I was young, and anywhere that in a town that I didn't live, vending machines were going down, dude. Like,
yeah,
you're getting shit.
I've smashed a couple.
Oh, there was a couple times in high school where we'd be driving to like out to like a state park or something, you know, be out in like the middle of Illinois, some stupid little town where no one had seen a crime in like 30 years, and you're just out and it's like there's no one around for miles, and it's a whole vending machine full of things that 16-year-olds want, and dude, and you realize like nothing's gonna stop us. It's this old fucking, because when we were then too, like there were still old ones. This was 15 years ago. There's still the old kind with no it seemed like they weren't
like
even
a lever
electric,
to
you know,
pull.
like it was just like some old fucking vending machines. You just smash through a plate glass thing and clear the glass out and take everything. Car full of candy.
Do you remember cigarette
that's
machines?
the dream.
Those were on the way out when I was young.
I never robbed a cigarette machine. We'd buy cigarettes out of
I
them.
would buy cigarettes out of one, but I never robbed one.
The cigarette machines is hilarious. Yeah, that is like a cutoff. A lot of kids must not fucking.
Yeah, not even know that those were even.
That was a thing. You could sneak into the.
There was that one bar that still had one or whatever.
Dude,
like,
even,
well, you're a little bit older than I am.
Even no, not even a bar,
Diners
like
would have
a
that
town
shit.
diner. Yeah. You go right into the fucking foyer of the little diner and grab cigarettes
like
really quick and run out of there.
Back by the bathroom.
Yeah. Sneak in.
So yeah, I'll bet those had.
So the 16-year-old hostess doesn't bust you,
Yeah.
because you're 14.
Hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh no. All right,
I'm
so
getting some cools.
yeah.
Would you just get out of prison?
Next on the list is the Kinect, as everybody knows, owned by Microsoft, who does openly, well, not openly, but it has been discovered a number of times that they sell their information to various people and work with the government to mine data. So the Kinect is the like the motion sensor part of it, but it has a camera and a microphone in it that are always recording no matter what. And they're selling that for advertising purposes. They are giving it to the government. They are tracking everybody's movements, recording all the conversations.
Putting that shit in my home.
Yeah.
I bought an Xbox One that fell off of a truck. And it came with the Kinect, and I don't plug it in.
Yeah, that's probably wise. I never would.
I don't know. Like, again, it's like like stuff like that scares me. Just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's like what. It's just creepy more than anything.
Yeah, let's run through the rest of these so we can get to a couple more.
All right,
things.
cool. Jello, Adidas, and Kraft all pay to use facial recognition in supermarkets to help them make more effective TV commercials.
Jello, Adidas, and Kraft.
Yes.
So that's the companies contributing, I guess.
Yeah. The Big Bang Theory. Apparently, Verizon applied to patent a new cable box that uses infrared cameras and microphones to track the activities of viewers during blocks of The Big Bang Theory. I have no idea why. That's pretty fucking creepy, though.
Is that legit?
Yeah.
Because if you watch that show, you're like a basic fucking
You're
dumb,
like, yeah.
gullible consumer.
You're like the blank slate
Yeah,
to
it is
be
lowest
molded
common
by
denominator.
marketing.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you'll buy that as entertainment, you'll buy anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I would say, I guess. I mean, I don't watch TV in the first place, but when I have seen clips of that show,
Oh, God.
I just want to like puke. I want to take out my eyes, puke up into the air in 2 even streams, and then catch both of them in my eye sockets.
No.
I want to make
Stab
a
my-
new,
Yeah. No, I'm
new
with you on
show, an animated show about killing celebrities.
Stab myself in the belly with a rigor mortis tail of a dead baby alligator.
Wow. That's going to take preparation.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty hardcore.
All right. And then lastly on the list here, the city of Seattle is installing a new apparatus that is capable of high-tech surveillance and more at many of the major intersections in downtown Seattle.
All right. Well, we've heard about all that
Yeah.
shit.
This one
A lot of spying going on.
is cell phone heavy. It's all about your cell phones.
All right, here's what I want to get to. It's growing. Wisconsin becomes the second state to ban discussing the words climate change.
Yeah.
The fuck is this?
They're not allowed to talk about it.
Florida already did this?
Yes. Recently, though.
Wait. What is it? Say it again?
To ban discussing the words climate change. This is a mind-boggling story.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's difficult to comprehend because they managed to pass this legislation by saying that climate change research has wasted money,
right?
Because it hasn't yielded results. That's what they're saying. The results that they've been able to find have not been conclusive enough, so therefore that money is officially wasted. So now they're no longer going to be funding. It's just government. It's not like nobody in the state can talk about climate change. It's no longer to be a government concern officially.
I can't remember who there's a funny video of someone
good to
trying
me.
to get a politician to acknowledge that like climate change, you know what I mean, just won't fucking say it, and I forget what terminology he used, but it was some half-assed way to kind of acknowledge it not very serious way.
Well, no, and it's a I don't know. It's the weirdest thing to be so polarized about in politics because the evidence is so damning in one direction. You know what I mean? I mean, it's good to be skeptical, but I think that it's pretty clear that the climate is changing, whether or not it is it's caused by humans, because that is debatable, but climate is changing. Things are happening on the earth that are worth discussing and having plans for. Whether we're doing it or not, the oceans are going to rise.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're obviously, no matter what percentage it is, it's you can't argue that we're affecting the environment.
No.
The problem is the conversation is reduced to a childish standoff.
Yeah.
In the mainstream for the most part, because who's glomming on and co-opting the legitimate environmentalist movement, which has always existed and which is good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Who's co-opting that is people who want to make billions of dollars on taxing carbon and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got this weird standoff to where you can't even I just got a little bit angry when you said because I'm so used to, because I'm still kind of a little bit used to just being so anti climate change discussion, because I'm just I came from the school of thought that it's all a hoax, it's fucking retarded, fuck everyone who believes that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I kind of don't think that anymore, but you have to realize that there are tons of people trying to make $1 billion fucking dollars off of it,
Yeah.
and make a bunch of weird laws based on it. So you have to be really careful what you believe and what you don't, I guess, you know.
Right.
Well, just naturally, the Earth, volcanic activity and stuff like that emits massive amounts of CO2 and carcinogens
Right.
and terrible things, and it's that's a natural
And so when it
part
becomes-
of the
but
Earth, and
when the
that
whole-
happens too and fucks up the atmosphere.
The whole movement comes about regulating and taxing everything each person does. That's when we start to get this pushback of fuck you, climate change is not even fucking happening. And that's
Yeah.
that's how I was for a really long time.
Yeah.
Nate,
I ain't saying shit.
Come on.
I ain't saying shit about it.
come on. What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah.
Nothing.
At least,
You
is it
just
an
never-
issue or is it real
Because
or
I
not?
don't really understand that well. Do you?
Man, I think I don't really know.
Are you
think
specific-
motherfuckers make a big deal out of shit, but they
Are
don't
you
really
specifically
care.
talking
Mankind
about
doesn't.
global warming or climate change due to human influence?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, I'm talking about for a long time I kind of just rejected the whole conversation, you know. For a long time I just rejected the entire conversation,
Like
and
I'm
now
doing right now.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, exactly. And now I'm trying to learn a little bit more and understand how to walk the line between figuring out what's really happening with the environment, maybe what people can do better or can't, and then what's natural. And I don't know very much. I'm just starting to learn, but I'm trying to figure out how to walk the line between that and the totally psychopathic, over the top. We have to regulate and fine everything for the environment so that we can all make so that Al Gore can have 9 fucking houses and take private jets all over the place and then fucking lecture the average citizen on their average use of resources. It's fucking I mean, that's what I want to stay away from. I don't want to be a part of that fucking dumb shit.
I'm going to talk about global climate change, but I'm going to take a fucking private jet for like 5 people and burn how much fossil fuel.
So I'd like to know
the hypocritic factor.
And of course, like anything else in life, once you get away from the rah fucking bullshit, us against you aspects of things, you're gonna find a truth somewhere in between. You're probably gonna find that there's environmental, concerns that are real, but
I haven't seen any, like, all right, if all these things are real, I haven't seen anybody doing anything legit to actually change it,
Yeah.
That's why I think it's kind of bullshit. None of you are really using your fucking noggin to change anything. You guys are just clamming around doing bullshit. Even politicians, you cap and fucking trade. Why not just cap, bitch, if that's the problem? Just cap the fucking shit. Fuck off it. You know what I mean?
Why do you gotta have the trade?
Yeah.
Seriously, that's what does that change? If it's so dire, if we're really fucking up a planet,
bread for vagina.
Cap shit.
Bread for vagina. Trade.
Mm-hmm.
What? Wait.
What does that mean?
I don't know. That one went over my head.
Yeah, me too. Bread for vagina?
Trade,
Trade.
Like I was talking before, like there's
it.
this guy who makes bread, and then there's this
this
girl
this
she
whore
likes
that's got a fucking vagina.
All right.
Gotcha.
There you go.
Well, yeah, I guess I just don't understand.
Huck Finn over here being a jerk.
Oh, the cat's being a fucking dick. Swatting everyone. Get out of here, you piece of shit.
What's his problem?
I don't know.
Cranky.
I don't have time to be a meteorologist, but from what I can see, them motherfuckers don't know shit.
Well, and that's, like I've said a million times, when I see the mainstream left getting all fucking worked up and beating the war drums on a social fucking movement, I smell bullshit, and I know it's bullshit, and I know it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Entirely bullshit.
Yeah, meteorologist, 50% chance of precipitation. What the fuck does that mean?
But hold on. So you
I'm saying that from a scientific perspective, there is a number of statistics that would suggest that the climate is evolving. And it's evolving in a way that we humans will need to adapt to eventually.
Well, it's always been that way. There's Ice Age. We had to adapt from that and to that. And
there's the possibility
in the Middle
but
Ages there was some shit. I don't think it's that big
Here's
of a
where
deal.
I want to walk the line is I don't want to be someone who goes, fuck you, the world has always been changing, so I should do absolutely nothing to make things better or have no concern for my impact. But you can't then also go, I want to fucking stem progress. Stunt progress to fucking to make up for this this trumped up danger that might not even be real. You know what I mean?
No,
so there's something in the middle. There's some truth in the middle.
In the 60s, they were screaming Ice Age. Now they're saying it's warming. The planet will eventually get hot. That's what they've said.
Well, they're saying
if we pinpoint it, I'm down with making precautions and everything in place. You know what I mean? If you ain't gonna pinpoint shit, don't try to do anything. Just let's learn more. Let's really take a step back and think. You know what I mean? We've heard that it will happen within 100 years, and that didn't happen. So let's take a step back and actually think about shit. What's gonna fucking happen to us? If we want to put money into that, really studying stuff, and then maybe even manipulating weather. You know what I mean? I'm down with that kind of shit.
Right.
If you want to try to make something better for us, totally cool. As long as it's for me, you motherfucker. You know?
Yeah.
Make shit
'cause
for
we're all
me
dicks.
and
People
my.
are dicks.
So are fucking beavers and
I'm a
trees and
dick.
everything. Everything's a fucking dick.
Bees
Bacteria.
Bees are dicks, but we need them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We don't necessarily need them.
Yeah, we
because
do.
they pollinate shit. You're telling me a plant won't figure out how to fucking get that shit to that shit?
I think we
Plants will do that.
I don't think
Plants
they
will do that. Their plants are smart. dude.
Andrea's the bee woman over
I think
here.
that
Plants
things
will
will
figure shit
evolve
out.
that way, but it's like right now, it's like they're super important to our ecosystem.
So
They
you're
haven't
told.
evolved that way
So
yet.
you're told. Let's
Hold
take
on.
a step back and research that more, people. Come on. Because plants are pretty fucking dope, and they'll figure out a fucking way. I'm
No,
just
I
saying.
agree with that, but I like right now the way that
Life
they
moves
exist,
on.
Like they're
The drum
largely
beat
important.
don't quit.
But yeah, but
This plant right
dramatic
here is pretty
things will
dope.
change with the loss of that
That plant will
species.
be gone
It's a
eventually.
major fucking
Plant's
species
pretty
on the
dope.
planet. You
Get
know
it.
what I mean? That like does like a big fucking job.
Yeah. Something will pick up its place. It's just the
No,
older
I mean,
shit,
like,
man.
I do-
shit has been alive for a long time, dude. Shit will carry on.
I don't mean to get all
But that
super
doesn't mean-
Jew,
that
but
doesn't mean
life
that-
will find a way.
That doesn't mean that
shit won't get harder for
that
us.
doesn't mean the collapse
getting
of our
smart.
ecosystem won't be unpleasant.
Right.
Why shouldn't we try
Well,
to
then that's why I say let's go ahead and spend money into if we do indeed fuck up in scenarios of killing all bees. What are we going to do about that situation? Don't tell me we need to cap and trade. Let's actually talk about some shit in the field. You know.
I don't know.
Excuse me.
Bees are crazy and honey's crazy. Did
We
you
talked
know
about
that
honey is
it's the
delicious.
only
But hold on,
honey is
honey's
one of
great.
the only things that
Yeah.
there's no real expiration date.
No, it never goes bad.
Like, it never goes bad. Like
forever.
there's
Oh, really?
5,000-year-old
I just threw some
honey
honey
that's
away the other
found
day.
in like the pyramids of Giza that's still edible.
Yeah, it literally never goes bad.
Yeah, it never goes bad. And
But
like
Andrea knows a shitload about bees, and we were talking to me. You were telling me the other day,
Yeah.
because I said the same thing. I was like, can we not figure out a way around bees? You know, can we not
No,
figure out
well,
how to
I
keep
mean,
our plant structure going? Or
The only way to do it is to either let those plants go and assume that the ecosystem will somehow rebound from that bizarre hit, or you can hand pollinate them in a ridiculously delicate
it's so
and
inefficient,
intricate
right?
process.
It sucks.
It's
Yeah.
like the most inefficient thing
We're getting
ever.
nanobots, y'all. I mean, nanobots are coming around. Don't tell me we can't figure some shit out. Human beings are fucking dope. Don't
Yeah.
tell me we ain't. We'll figure some shit
We're
out.
pretty dope.
No, and I mean,
Dope as fuck.
I know that technology is there. Like they plant, you know what I mean, in spots of the brain and beetles and bees and stuff.
Yeah,
you can
man.
fly one with a fucking Xbox
Yeah,
controller.
dude. That's
Yeah.
fucking
Like you know
dope.
what I mean? Like
We can do it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They make like bug
Yeah.
cyborgs.
What?
Yeah, like a like beetle, like they fucking
Oh, no.
they can
They-
control the left and right part of the
no.
brain, and
What?
you can fly them, like you can steer them, like
A
you can
real
turn,
beetle?
You can like
Yeah.
with like an electrical impulse, you can send that electrical impulse into the right or the
Give me a
left
video
part of the brain
of
that
this.
controls flight, and like you can actually like.
How have I not heard of this?
You're just not cool, man.
Are you
I don't
guys
know.
fucking serious?
I am dead serious.
You can have real bugs.
Well, I
that
mean,
you
you have to
control?
be like
Yeah,
a
dude.
fucking nanosurgeon, or I don't know. I'm not a fucking scientist, but the technology is there. I could not build you one.
No, I
That'd be
get it, but, like-
that would be pretty cool. I wish I could.
I didn't realize you know, it seems like maybe it's naive, but
There
like,
we go.
yeah, that seems. I guess why not? You know, and so they like fly a bug around like a video game.
Yeah, it's like
So
I
we're
don't
looking at
know.
some- we're
Your
looking at some
brain
video
is
of this right
is
now.
you know, an analog computer.
Oh no,
Electrical impulses.
No, this is not good. This is
Yeah.
this is not good.
And it's actually
Oh no, look,
they,
that thing is not happy.
Oh well, yeah, I'm sure it's
No.
not happy.
Oh my god,
It's remote
I never said
controlled.
anything about happy.
Holy
I said
shit.
they
No,
implanted
I'm-
circuitry
yeah.
into its brain.
Does it indeed know
Oh,
happy
man.
or sad? Does it know that?
I don't know.
it here's what's really
Well, if
creepy
it
though.
does, it's not happy.
They have,
I hope not.
they have
hope
the
not.
ability to just build robots on their own instead of using this technology to implant an existing bug, but they prefer to do it this way because it's more cost effective and it works at least as well, if not better.
It probably works better.
Isn't that creepy? That seems so creepy. Well, we could avoid manipulating the brain of this living creature, but instead we're just going to manipulate its brain, just because we can. It's a
And
little
then
bit easier.
we're gonna eventually put the head of it on another one.
Yeah.
We haven't got there yet. So we could have a two-headed flying beetle.
Two-headed cyborg.
So that I could land it on a landmine and,
So, well, that's pretty fucking
sounds
creepy.
pretty fucking
it
dope.
lands it somewhere.
Well, that's drone technology. That's where it's going. Smaller, faster, more efficient.
No.
But literally, that's
stop.
a biological drone.
Everyone, what you're failing to realize is there's just a few steps between that and like nanobots that they can shoot into your brain to control you.
Oh, I know.
Okay, right now it's a circuit board on the back of a beetle, and oh hey, look at our primitive thing that we're flying a beetle around. Yeah, whatever. We're seeing that they're 8 steps ahead of that in their actual development.
I said this
fucking way.
earlier. I totally
So,
believe that.
I mean, how close are they to figuring out how to physically fucking control your nervous system in your brain?
Oh,
Because the technology will proceed
It's
from there.
there. I'm
It'll
sure
get
it's
smaller.
Right, of course.
It'll get smaller. It'll get smarter, and it will happen at an exponential rate.
No.
So I mean,
There's already shit in the water.
that's scary shit right there.
That's the
That is
easiest
fucking
way.
scary.
Easiest way. Just put it in the fucking water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but dude, look at. I mean,
We're fucked,
They're
man.
directly showing you, like, look, we can fly this thing around.
I can control this living
You
organism.
are done.
Dude, it's close.
With a
I mean,
computer
it's
chip.
it's getting closer
Yeah.
and closer.
The fucking Matrix, man.
It's getting closer and closer. That is not that's not a good thing for to be happening
For
'cause,
anybody.
I mean, obviously we can't stop progressing, right? We keep having this conversation. We can't
Yeah.
stop progressing technologically, but
but
I'm at a loss. I mean, I'm at a loss of word. Like that's
yeah, it's terrifying.
I mean, just take it a few steps further.
Yeah.
Take it a few steps further, and you've got nanotechnology that can do the same thing.
Right.
Which already totally exists.
Yeah, it's out there for sure.
Pretty dope.
That's terrifying.
That's why we need to make
Guarantee
laws and should probably be worried about making laws. At least. I
don't
know.
Well, do you guys know
Fucking
about
laws
a little
with this
something
guy.
can weigh on our side.
This
Hey,
is another
Johnny
fucked
Law
up
over
topic.
here.
All this guy ever wants to talk about is the laws.
I'm just
so
saying,
your
that's
answer
what
to
Why don't you?
everything.
Why don't you
I'm
goes out and
sorry, I'm
votes, y'all?
sorry.
Why don't you goes out and votes? You want to change the laws? You want
Yeah.
to change the laws? Let's go out and vote.
Benny from Brooklyn, go fuck yourself.
Hey, that's what come on, think about it though. At least you have something way on your side.
You know,
They
about
start
it.
making nanobots and shit. They can.
it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good.
All
This
they
shit's-
ever-
This shit's not good.
Slavery may make another round.
How about this? Have you heard about this? They're growing sheeps now
It's
with
a
human
cyclical.
DNA.
It's cyclical like fashion. Slavery goes in and out. I mean,
Yeah. Cyclically.
We have the technology, and it's really cheap.
You know what we have the
we have
technology,
the technology to rebuild it.
Yeah.
We can rebuild it. That's a fucking little slavery RoboCop overlap there. All right, go ahead.
I wanted to talk about the technology we have for solar-powered roadways and solar harvesting roadways, which light up.
My shit's fucked.
Oh,
My computer's fucked. You're gonna have to go on this. I have nothing over here.
I got it.
My shit's fucked.
So it's they're solar roadways. They are they have like a digital display on the surface so that they can change and drivers can be like directed lane to lane. They can like change the lane lines and direct drivers one way or another. They can also display messages on the roadway for drivers. So like if it gets wet, it can display wet. Caution, this area is wet, whatever. So people know.
What the fuck is this shit falling out of the sky?
Yeah.
Wet.
Wet.
The computer just freaks out.
Yeah.
The fuck is happening? Oh shit, we forgot to tell it about rain. Oh no,
Oh,
oh no,
no.
oh no. His cars start flying up in the air.
What the fuck?
Circuit's getting wet. Betrayal, betrayal, betrayal. You didn't tell me risks of weather.
And everybody dies.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
But
Turn
anyway,
left in 30
besides-
meters.
besides the fact that they would just be a badass new service for driving on, also heated, so it would heated. It's also heated, so it'll melt snow and ice, and that'll be a much lower risk as well. Not only that,
What
but
the fuck is this melted shit?
they harvest solar energy, and then they eliminate the need for above ground cables because they become like a cable case where they harvest the solar energy themselves. The cables are directly underneath them. These panels can be removed and you can access underneath them. So that basically becomes a case with accessible compartments so that you can access any underground cables, so they can run fiber optics through that, any power.
How much is this going to cost? Or
Again,
cost
do we
numbers?
Do we need this? Like what? Seriously, the amount of convenience you get, is it worth it?
It's
dude, if
they can't fix
cables,
the fucking potholes.
Yeah, if cables
that's
are
true.
do indeed cause cancer, that'd be a terrible place to put them, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
everybody takes the road.
And so does
The
your phone,
cancer
and
road.
where do you keep it? Next to your dick and your brain?
No, I don't. I always keep it. I don't keep
Well,
it in my
I
pocket
mean,
unless I have to. If I'm
less
like out and
cancer
about,
is better
yeah,
than
but
more cancer, right? I mean, just more shit.
I don't keep my phone on my person when I'm at the house ever.
I usually have it in my pocket.
Nah, I never do.
At home, no.
But here's the other thing about these, though.
I do a lot, but I think about it. you know?
I'm like pretty like I'm pretty afraid of like cancer. I always keep my cell phone like in a backpack or on the car seat, or I like rarely have it in my pocket unless I'm like walking between places. But that's just I'm paranoid. It probably doesn't matter.
You know what's weird is in
sure it's
America,
not good.
especially, we kind of settled on a train and we stopped trying to push trains to be better. And we kind of settled on like a roadway system that works for us, but we stopped developing it to be better. Why don't we just give it an upgrade? I mean, there's no reason that.
I've always thought
Do you
that's
know
an
in-
amazing system.
in
I don't know why
Russia-
we don't have a better railway system. Like, to get around the country that quick, that's awesome.
Yeah, and in Russia, they make their roads 8 inches thicker when they build them initially, and they service them 30 times less.
Even in other states, our state, like they show like what they put like in the
We're in
underlayment
Illinois.
layers of like roads in Illinois compared to like Wisconsin and compared to like Wisconsin and other states, like
We're
they
working on everybody's mic technique tonight.
Yeah.
we'll get it locked in. It's all right.
But,
Compared to other states like Wisconsin, are what?
They just have like different materials that they put in thicker roads and stuff like that, and they last a lot longer than the roads in Illinois do. And I mean, we've lived here for a long time, and I think that
It's
we've got fucked up roads. I mean, obviously they're still drivable, but
Wait, did Matt do a what? I mean, not Matt. Did Max do a what happens when you die?
No, you never have.
No. Okay. What are you talking? No.
Nothing. We're not talking about
Nothing.
anything. Will you go back to what you were saying?
Yeah, real smooth.
No, but I just think that
It's time for an upgrade. That's all I'm saying. It's time to start upgrading the system, and this seems like a logical step. It's
it's
a
cool,
2 for
but
1.
it's like, think about how many miles of roadway. That just seems like
That's a lot.
incredibly expensive and not realistic. Like with like where we are now.
And it sucks to start on a project and not finish it, and everybody has to use that unfinished product. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't
That
have to
sucks
be
ass.
in the entire country all at the same time. But you're saying like when they start setting up citywide Wi-Fi, because that project is so vast, it's not worth taking on.
No, I'm not saying it's not worth taking on, but I'm just saying that like I don't think that we're maybe quite there yet. Maybe we are. I don't know how
I'm
much it
kinda with
costs to
Max
do
on
this.
It seems
That's really
That is
huge
la-
undertaking.
It seems like
you have prevailing wage, so
we don't even have like.
Well, but
labor's
it's a huge-
going to be pretty pricey.
It's a huge industry. It creates solar power.
I'm all about
It's-
solar
it is
power.
a-
I'm just saying like solar roadways.
I guess maybe
It's
I don't know
about
about that.
energy
Maybe there's
consumption
more-
and
maybe,
selling that energy consumption.
Maybe there's more involved here than we're
Yeah.
looking at initially.
Yeah, I don't know a
think so.
a ton about this, so it's I'm
Yeah.
not trying to attack you or anything. But
I just don't want to
I
get
feel
attacked
really
more,
attacked.
honestly.
I would like
It's
to-
hard for me to throw. I've got an obstruction.
Yeah.
I want to fucking smack you in the face with a spoon.
I have to. It has to be well placed, though. I got to do some sidearm shit.
As soon as you walk out of here, I'm gonna go get a metal slotted spoon out of the drawer, and I'm gonna wait right outside the doorway. And you walk out, I'm gonna smack you in the nose with a slotted spoon.
That is so cold.
That's an attack,
Yeah, that is an attack. Well, but now you warned me about it, and I can avoid it.
Max.
Yes.
What happens
Is
when
this
you
guy-
die? Max, listen, you ruined it. Max, what happens when you die? Hold on. Andrea, will you dim the lights?
Yes.
I forgot to do this. Or Nate, sorry. Will you flip that switch right behind you? I'm so used to asking Andrea, but now there's someone else here.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's not a variable resistor.
I'm gonna pack a bowl up here.
There was no dim there.
I'm gonna
but
pack
I'll take
a bowl
it.
up here.
I'm getting into the mood now.
You getting in the mood a little bit?
Yeah. It's not quite like a deprivation tank. Do we have a kiddie pool?
What do you mean?
Like a deprivation tank, like where you just like lay in water and like darkness and like talk about death and such. Get in touch with your inner self.
No, we don't.
It's unfortunate.
We just want to know what happens.
Max, what happens when you die?
I don't know. That's a pretty huge one. I'm not a religious person. I was raised Catholic. I hated it. I wasn't a fan, but I don't know. I've read not the whole Bible, but I've read the Bible. I've read the Quran. I've read the Satanic Bible. I like to learn about other cultures and stuff, but I don't believe in organized religion. And I don't know. I kind of think you just die. I think that you have this life and that's all that it is. Like, I'd like to think that, you know what I mean, matter and energy, like energy goes from one form to another, but does like a soul or whatever carry on with that? Like, I don't know. Like, that'd be cool. Like, I kind of hope that something like that would happen. Like, part of me, but the other logical part of me says that, like, no, like, you're a living organism on a speck of dirt in the middle of the universe, and just like you live and you die, and I don't know, live this life, and that's all that you really have. I don't know. Kind of put on the spot for that one, but I don't know. Death is fucked up. Like, I don't know. I don't really have like much family that I talk to, and like my dad's sick and my mom's sick, and I don't know what's gonna happen when they die. Like, and I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know.
What do you think is gonna happen? I mean, wait a second. What do you think you'll feel when they die? Do you think that'll change the way you feel about answering this question?
I mean, maybe, but probably not. I don't know.
When someone really close to you dies, does it make you like reassess this, or have you already thought about it in a really personal way, do you think?
Yeah, I think I've already thought about it in a really personal way, and like, kind of, I don't know, thought a lot about mortality and death and the macabre and just like that part of life, and I don't know, I've just kind of accepted it. It's like, I don't know, whatever this is that I'm living right now, like, this is what I'm in right now, and like, I don't know, I want to be a good person, but I want to have sex, and I want to do drugs, and I want to do I love art, and I love music, and that's what I'm doing, and I'm just gonna do that, and when I die, let the fucking chips fall where they may. Like, I don't know, that's just kind of the way that I feel. Like, I don't know, I'm just gonna try the best that I can to enjoy where I'm at right now, and like, I don't know, I've been to that point, like, where I thought that maybe I didn't want to be alive, but the alternative is, yeah, you don't fucking know, so you might as well enjoy this time that you have now and make the best of it, and try and do something, try and say something, even if no one gives a fuck. Just live your life. I don't know. I guess that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm down. Well, thanks for taking part in the What Happens When You Die podcast. That's part of a thing we're doing. We're gonna have probably at least 20 people on it.
Yeah.
By the time it comes out, and we're gonna put that together as a compilation of many people's answer to that question. I think it's gonna be extremely fucking cool to listen to.
No, that is kind of cool. I wasn't aware that you guys were doing that.
Well, that's the idea. We kind of just spring it on everyone. So yeah, thanks.
Because I mean, that's huge, you know. Like,
oh yeah,
death. Like you have to come to terms with that. Like I'm gonna die. I don't know. That's tough. You know what I mean? Really, like, fuck. What do you say? Like, I don't know. I'm gonna die. I know that.
Yeah, dude, and I think we're only in our first year of doing this, but I'm really excited to be on the path of doing a talk show. Regardless of how successful we get, I'm already seeing things like when we're put in a room to discuss at length certain issues, and you bring in and out different personalities and do it in different ways and stuff. We're really having this amazing benefit of like getting kind of like this this turbo boost through philosophy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's been really cool.
I just mean like kind of like experiencing like other people's just personalities and how they perceive like the same same topic that we all have to deal with.
Yeah, and it's been extremely fucking rewarding. To me.
That's cool, man.
And that's what I'm really happy about, regardless of how successful we might get. Which I hope. I think we're putting together something really cool. I think we're doing a cool show. I think it's getting better, and I think we're gonna keep making it better. But I think
it's an entertaining program.
But regardless of how successful we ultimately get, this is gonna be an incredibly rewarding experience just for fucking getting to go through this like I said,
this archive to look back upon, and it's documented,
and it's
that part of it,
an acceleration of thought. Like we're forced into these, or not even forced, but we locked ourselves into a schedule of like we're gonna learn about X amount of things, and we're gonna challenge X amount of people and do this amount of things with philosophy. It's just like it's fucking great thing to be a part of.
Yeah,
and it's
it
awesome.
Really is
really cool.
No, and see, like I was, I was just like doing other things, and like I was really happy to like be like a part of the show. Like when it started, like when you kind of came to me, we were like, hey, like I have this idea, and like I want to do this show, and like I need.
Oh, the whole talk show started. We were on tour. A year ago.
Yeah, just about a year.
Yeah,
ago.
We were all talking in the car, getting stoned about what I wanted to fucking start a talk show and stuff, and started getting it together. We're like, well, we could do this and that. Max started putting it together and engineering it and everything, until we realized that basically the guy who's running the show has to basically fucking mix it and be at the helm. We didn't fucking understand that in the first place.
No, and like I don't know, like in a short time though, we all learned like so much.
Oh, we
like,
learned quite a bit from doing this. Yeah.
Yeah, like I learned a hell of a lot. Just like, you know what I mean, just the trial and error, and like how to like, try and make this like as smooth like as it can be. And I don't get to listen every week, but I watch like the clips on YouTube and stuff like that, and like
but Max deserves.
I'm really happy with where you guys are right now.
Max deserves some credit. He helped us figure the whole thing out in the very beginning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad he can come back around and
no, and like I said, I was gonna stay for an hour. We had like a rehearsal today, and like I don't know, I just like was here. I was like, I'll stay for the first hour, but then it's like
addicting. It's fun.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. And like I was like, oh fuck, I remember when I used to do this every week, and
dude,
like
I loved
how much
this.
fun that we had, and like it was different every week, and you don't know what's gonna happen.
I
and
love
like
doing this.
You're just forced to react and be yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's like. I don't know. Like, I've never felt that way about this show. Like, there's nothing fake about the show. It's like, some stuff works, some stuff doesn't work, some stuff's funny, some stuff's not funny, but it's like, it's real. You know what I mean? It's just people really interacting and talking.
That's
and
all we're trying to do.
That's what I like about it.
We put together that intro as like kind of a sarcastic thing, but like there is some element of truth. When I was writing that, I am kind of sourcing my own feelings about what we're trying to do. It's like I would like to think this is the new honest broadcasting. This is the new honest and the new honest talk kind of shit of normal people who are not. No one here even went to college. All right, but we're halfway intelligent.
No way.
I dropped out.
We're halfway intelligent people who can represent society honestly.
Yeah,
and unafraid, and we have conversations that other shows won't fucking have. So whatever. Oh, since we're on this whole trip, will you guys, if you're listening to this shit, will you go out? Will you send the fucking links to your fucking friends? Will you help us out? Will you tell them to subscribe to the YouTube? Will you fucking have them like the Facebook page? Give us a little bit of a fucking bump. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
If the people we have now will just put it out there, man.
Just once.
It's hard to get into new talk stuff. It takes a minute. People got to hear it a few times. It's hard to get into new personalities. Anytime you hear a new talk thing, you're like, I don't like this.
And obviously, like, this isn't for anyone,
you know?
but, like, you guys do talk about stuff that, like, people don't want to talk about. And, like, you know, like...
Yeah, but I just want to say to the people who are digging this and listening to us, just fucking please spread it around.
Give it a chance. Listen.
Spread it around. Spread it around. Speaking of spreading it around, we're about to finish up. Do we have any more things that we need to get to?
No, I don't think so.
Are we good?
I think that's the show.
Speaking of spreading it around, Nate gave me a CD.
Yeah, spread it
of his solo shit. What do you want us to play?
It's a song that I did called
Which
Here
track is it?
In the Hollow. I want to say it's track 3. I might be wrong on that.
Let me find it.
Yeah.
So Nate, you know what else? I'm going to be on the road. Oh, let's talk about this. The next couple shows are not going to happen live.
Not gonna happen live
whatsoever.
But we'll do it anyway.
We're gonna be on the road as Robot Hilarious.
I will not be on that road.
Andrea's gonna be gone. You're gonna try to Skype in.
A lot of history on that road.
You got your own.
You guys are gonna be gone.
A lot of history on that
Andrea's
road.
got a busy week and all kinds of shit going on, and we got all kinds of shit going on. We're gonna try to link up for a couple shows, but we're gonna just upload them to YouTube. That's gonna be it. We're just gonna record them and upload them to YouTube. So with Robot Hilarious, the 16th in Nashville, 17th in Savannah, 18th in Charlotte, North Carolina, 19th Knoxville, 20th Covington, Kentucky. Look it up if you're in any of those fucking areas. Come check us out. What else? The Thursday, Sunday show, the next are going to be uploaded to YouTube, not live. That'll be all shit that I do on the road with different personalities. Going to be a couple of weird shows. It'll be awesome. We'll have some recorded stuff that we'll probably record some fucking people that we meet along the way and stuff. And yeah, I got some ideas. I'm gonna make a good show out of it.
I'm such an idiot. Are we going to Nashville? Did you say or Asheville?
Yeah.
Asheville,
not Asheville.
I wish we could.
Max is doing sound for us on the road.
Yeah, I wish that we could go to Asheville again.
Yeah, that was a cool
we have to do
place.
that.
That was a cool fucking place. We went to Asheville and stayed up on top of a mountain with some people and had the best time with these fucking dudes that
I think that was maybe
their
the
family,
most fun night that we had.
Their family has like owned this mountain since like the 1700s. Like they're fucking cool, right? Was that the coolest shit ever?
No, but like we walk into this cabin and
it's like a 200-year-old cabin.
The first thing that I see,
on top of a mountain. I mean, 20 minutes up a mountain.
Oh yeah, no, and like he's like he told Vinny, he's like, do you want me to like drive up the mountain? Because it's like it's kind of like I know it, you know what I mean? Like it's not, it's not novice, and we're drinking like a bottle of liquor in the car, like we're fucking fine, we'll make it up, we make it up this mountain. And it's like this 200-year-old or whatever.
We drove up this mountain. No shit. I mean, this was the hardest drive of my life. It was. Remember how?
Oh yeah.
It was like giant.
I was sitting shotgun.
Craters everywhere, just in a Corolla. You know what I mean? And we made it. We made it up there, and we get to this like 200-year-old cabin.
And there's a Moog synthesizer inside.
Way at the fucking top
of
the mountain. We open the door, and it's like a modern studio inside. We're like, this is the coolest shit ever.
There's like a big 32-inch like Mac like monitor and fucking he's got a Moog synthesizer,
drum sets and shit, and fucking and these guys were like southern rapper, like kind of like white guy, like hillbilly rappers.
What was his name?
almost.
Philo?
Yeah, but they're fucking good too. I like the guys. They were cool.
I had so much fun.
But one of the best times of our life down in Asheville, North Carolina last
Even
summer.
though it's like that's like where we got fucked. Like I got fucked like the most. Like I smashed my finger in the door in the morning, and I had like
car got fucked up.
Yeah,
got
I had
stuck
like
on
a
a
blood
mountain.
blister
Yeah.
that was seriously like a grape on my left hand, and like I had to play like shows. Like when I got back, I had to like pop it and drain it and like wrap it and like put,
Even
like,
so,
the
whole
but it was like that was my favorite place still, even though that happened to
you
me.
party with guys that were that nuts on a mountain that tall, as isolated as it was, with as much booze as we drank. It was fucking. It was.
It was
gold.
just awesome. It was so much fun.
Great time down in North Carolina. I love the people in the Appalachian Mountains.
Mountains.
So we're gonna take it out
All right. Well, that's the week.
with
Good night,
with
everybody.
Nate's thing. Nate, what do you want to call this?
This is Here in the Hollow.
Here in the Hollow. Wait, I'm still pulling it up. Sorry, my fucking laptop is shit balls.
That sounds like some Perfect Circle shit.
Balls laptop.
I don't know if you guys like that
Old
band.
shit balls
I like
laptop.
The Perfect
I
Circle.
dug him. Yeah, I like Keenan.
Who?
The lead singer of Tool.
Yeah, did you
dude's
ever
dope,
like
man.
Tool or like a Perfect
Circle. I remember a Perfect Circle. They were irritating to me.
Yeah, me too. I was always irritated by them.
Yeah, I didn't
Really?
like that.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Tool too.
Tool,
I liked it.
Tool, I liked. I could
I
get
could-
into
I
Tool.
like it.
I found them
Tool was
listenable
raw.
but irritating.
Tool was like raw and rhythmic. You know
And
what I
it's
mean?
not
It was
an
like,
easy listen, like time signature changes and like interesting
but they were
stuff.
they were
but I
crossover
liked
too.
it.
Like you didn't have to like that genre.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just never really got into them. All of my friends were like really into Tool, and most of them were really into A Perfect Circle. So I was subjected to a good deal of that music. But
This is the one. Oh wait, that's the meditation music. Hold on.
did you see his face was like,
What is that?
Did I bring the wrong CD?
Andrea, can you play the CD from your computer?
I don't know if I can.
Can you?
I don't have a CD drive on my computer.
You don't?
Nope. I'm discovering that for the first time as we speak. No, it doesn't. It doesn't do that.
Kind of new intangible. No,
That's not
me.
right.
Hold on.
All right.
I'm figuring this out.
I've never
For the
even
first time,
seen a
I've never played
computer
a CD
before.
on here.
I'll say that was weird about tour. I remember like we were pulling up to a gig in where did we stay in Florida? Pensacola. And like I heard there was like the promoter or whatever like had his it's official like that record on like in his car, and like we all kind of like looked and like did that weird like I know that fucking song or whatever, you know what I mean? And they're like, oh shit.
Yeah, when you
Yeah,
That's
why
the
do I
record.
recognize
in a
this?
city, you're like 1,000 miles from home, and somebody's playing your music. You're like, what?
But I thought it was weird.
But it was like weird. I was like, I know that song for a second. It took you a few seconds before, like, oh yeah.
yeah.
Wait, I
But-
made that.
But that was weird too. And then I remember because like they came over, Bobby and Vinny came over together one day to my place, and we just like worked on Photoshop for like I don't know, just like an hour or two or something like that, and just like pumped out a poster for it or whatever. And like that was like weird to me too. Like you know, like I've never done like a real whole lot of traveling, but like to like then travel across the world and like you see like oh yeah, like that's weird. Like you know, like this thing that I made is like
I made
posted
that.
up like across like the country. Like I
Oh,
don't
dude,
know.
Yeah.
taking
was cool.
taking your art, you know, anywhere other than your own mind is rewarding exponentially on so many levels from so
We've
many
all
angles.
used that word a
Fuck
lot
yeah,
today.
man.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing better than just
was cool.
than just taking your art somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But Nate, is this the one? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
All right.
that's it.
We're playing some of Nate's new shit. Strange Opposition, Separation, Anxiety. Nate got many projects on the way. Look him up, and we'll be back next week. Goodbye.
Cease to alive to be a piece. So we cannot be alive to be a piece. Alive to be a piece, so we